Welcome in everybody. Derby County take on Stoke City in this afternoon's fixture. It's the first one of the season. It's the most important one of the season. The one which really gets you underway, and hopefully Derby County can live up to expectation of what we've seen across the course of this pre-season and what we've seen of the new signings as well. Obviously, a couple of them involved today. We're going to go through the team in just a moment, but it is a very, very interesting one to keep across. We're going to look at Stoke's team. We're going to look at Derby's team. We're then obviously going to answer some questions in regards to transfers and things like that. Obviously, if you weren't on the live last night, I'll go through everything we discussed on there. And then obviously we can get into the opening game of the season. Welcome in Steve Taylor. Appreciate the love on the channel. You're a name who pops up in the comment section quite frequently, and hopefully that's something which we can keep going on across the course of this season. Now, obviously, for those of you who don't know, it's a very important game today. It's the first one of the season. Obviously, was anticipating a lot more sort of injuries realistically for Derby this season, but it actually looks as if some of them are sort of available where we didn't necessarily expect them, which is obviously really good for Derby, and it puts us in a great position as we move forward to start this championship campaign. Now, I know some of you may be at the game, some of you may be watching the game yourself, so it is going to be very interesting to keep across the course of this live stream, where we're going to be going through everything from start to finish with Derby County versus Stoke. We're going to be looking at obviously team selections and things like that. We're going to be looking at some of the transfers both teams have made, and we're sort of going to see how it all shakes up for Derby County. But should we get into taking a look at that starting 11 for the two sides? Obviously for Derby County, it's a very, very interesting one. Some big decisions have been made by John Eustace, going with that 4-2-3-1 that we expected from pre-season. We've got Zetterstrom in goal, a back four of Niambi, Danny Barr, Matt Clark and Craig Forsyth, a midfield three of Kenzo, Thompson and Adams, and a front three of Blackett Taylor on the left, Caden Jackson on the right and Carlton Morris through the middle. And it is going to be a very, very interesting one. Now, if we do take a look at Stoke City starting 11, although there has been huge rumours regarding the future of Victor Johansson, he does start in goal with a back four of Cresswell, Wilmot, Bosson Lowell and Shimedu, a midfield three of Pearson, Bay and Baker, and a front three of Sorba Thomas and Boomer and Man Hoof, a player who could have been heading away from Stoke City during obviously this summer transfer window. And obviously we then sort of take a look into the bench at Derby County, and it is sort of a very, very interesting shake-up for me. You've got Vickers on the bench, obviously Ben Osborne, Andy Vyman, David Ozo, Callum Elder, Jake Rooney, Dion Sanderson, Dejon Brown, and none other than new signing Bobby Clark. Now, obviously, we know that Clark isn't quite ready yet. Fitness-wise, he's sort of a little bit behind everybody else. I believe he's only played about 10 minutes for Red Bull Salzburg before making the move to Derby County. Obviously, Dion Sanderson has played a couple of pre-season games for Birmingham City, but ultimately nothing too major. And that obviously puts us in a position where they're maybe not quite ready to start today, but obviously that's something which can be addressed sort of later down the line, and hopefully that's something which we'll see with those players as we sort of get going into this game. And I think what you can see from obviously the team sheet, the subs bench and things like that is the team could be better at the end of the game than it is at the start of the game, and that's obviously something that I'm really interested to see. I'm intrigued to see how John Eustace goes about his substitutions. I'm intrigued to see how those players that do come on, I'm intrigued to see how they end up getting on, because that's obviously the most important thing. It's having that impact at Derby County, and it's making that impact where we can sort of move forward and cause huge problems in the league this season. I've said it a few times across the course of my YouTube channel, across the course of recent days. I do believe that Derby County are Championship dark horses. I think we've got a very good squad, and we still don't necessarily have the full cohort of players available for us, but it is going to be interesting to see how it does shake out for John Eustace. Obviously, there's a lot of opinions across the course of pre-season in terms of players in terms of who likes who and things like that and what players are in the right positions. But ultimately, there's still a long way to go for Derby, and this transfer window realistically has only just started, and there's so much work for us to do. Now, let's just take a brief look at the early fixtures from today. Starting off with Charlton versus Watford. Charlton picked up a 1-0 victory after scoring in the 94th minute, with former Derby County target Harvey Nibbs getting on the score sheet. And then if we look at Coventry versus Hull, 0-0 draw for them. Southampton came from behind to beat Wrexham for a 2-1 victory, scoring on the 90th minute and 90+6 after Josh Windass gave Wrexham the lead early doors. So excited to be back, wishing our Rams luck, and great to be with you, Lewis. Really appreciate you stopping by. We're going to be here probably till around 5:30, getting everything from the Derby County game. We'll probably chuck on BBC Sounds afterwards to wait for the interviews from the player and from John Eustace, and we'll go through those on stream as well. It's going to be a very, very interesting one, and I am so excited to be with you guys for this season. Obviously, in terms of what the plans are for the channel this season, obviously some of you may know, some of you may not. We're going to be doing these sort of live watch-alongs for away games, so we will be back Tuesday night for the EFL Cup. And then obviously home games, match day vlogs. We'll probably do a live the day after to discuss the fixture and everything that's going on with Derby County. But obviously you lot know how to stay tuned. It's hitting that subscribe button. It's turning on that notification bell. Obviously those of you, if you haven't already, make sure you do that and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We've got 24 of you in here right now, and I'm really glad to be with you for the opening game of the season. It's going to be a big one, and it's going to be a very, very important season for Derby County for me, because as I was mentioning a few moments ago, I've got us down as dark horses. Now, people may agree, people may disagree, and for me, you look at some of the players we've brought in, you look at the reintroduction of David Ozo, you look at the signing of Bobby Clark, Carlton Morris for me is an excellent signing. You look at the squad that is out there today for us, and that isn't even, in my opinion, our best possible team. Like, for me, Clark's got to be in the best possible team. We still probably need Ryan Brewster in the team. Wilson's our best right back. You look at sort of the left back position and you probably go, Owen Beck is probably the better player. You then sort of look at Liam Thompson, Kenzo, Ibu Adams. Can that be improved? And I think with the players available, it certainly can. Obviously, you look at David Ozo. Could he step in? You look at Bobby Clark stepping into that midfield three. You also then look at the rumour which is going around at the moment in regard to Lewis Travis, where there's been a lot of people sort of pushing the narrative that that deal is sort of pretty much done. Now, I do believe he will probably play for Blackburn Rovers today. I don't think there's any sort of confirmation that he will be heading here. And yeah, as I said, he is starting for Blackburn Rovers today in midfield with Tronstad and Henriksen. But there's a lot of people that are sort of pushing the narrative that personal terms have been agreed and things like that. I've had a couple of messages from people who have been pretty spot on with moves in the past. But ultimately, I don't really know what the situation is with Lewis Travis. But hopefully, if Derby County can get that deal done, I think it's a sensible one. I think it's a smart one for the club, and I can't see any real problems with Derby County actually sort of bringing in a player of Lewis Travis's quality. Does it mean that players will be leaving? Absolutely. Does it mean that those sorts of players that are leaving could be heading out on loan, permanent deals, things like that? Absolutely. But what we've got to do is make sure that we have the best squad available for us, and that obviously comes from those transfers. Now, obviously, it's always going to be an interesting one heading into the opening day of the season, because this is when you find out where you are in terms of fitness, where you are in terms of tactical development, and where you are in terms of gelling as a squad. And I think with Derby County, I think the most positive thing for us is that if you look at that team, the only new signings that are involved from the off is Danny Bart and Carlton Morris. It's pretty much a team that has been around since last season. Obviously, if you do look at the bench, you do obviously have the likes of Dion Sanderson who can step in, Bobby Clark, Andreas Fireman as well. But obviously, when you look at that starting 11, 9 out of the 11 played for Derby County across the course of last season. Whether they were huge parts under John Eustace is a completely different discussion. But obviously you look at the Stoke City team, there's obviously a couple of changes in there as well. Llewell was a player who missed out massively with injury last season. Obviously Cresswell's new for them. Thomas and Burma as that striker as well. Some really big signings for them who they're hoping to have a huge impact across the course of this season. And if we do take a look, obviously yesterday Stoke City brought in a face that many fans will be familiar with. Stephen Nzonzi came in. They've obviously got Jamie Donnelly. Ashley Phillips is on loan as well. And obviously Maxime Televerov, who they brought in from Plymouth. It will be interesting to sort of see how they sort of develop during this off-season. And obviously now heading into the start of the campaign. It's a very, very interesting one. And we're sort of getting set for that season opener up against Stoke City today. Now, if you do have any questions, any of you in the chat, I will be happy to open them to the best of my knowledge. And it is going to be very, very interesting to see how it shakes out. Today's the day. Come on, you Rams. Absolutely. Obviously, those of you who are in the comments, let me know your score predictions if you do have one. I think it's going to be a 1-goal game in terms of... I don't think there's going to be much in it from either side. Obviously, if we go back to the final game of last season, these two sides really cancelled each other out. Obviously, there has been a fair few changes since then, but there's always that cause for concern when it comes to start of a season. You don't want to start on a defeat, but you also don't want to start on a draw, really. You want to try and get that first 3 points in, and hopefully Derby County will do that for today. I'm personally going to say in terms of score predictions and things like that, I'm probably going to say a 1-0 victory for Derby County. I can't see a reason why we don't pick up all 3 points, but obviously there's plenty of different things that can sort of happen and change throughout the course of this season, which will sort of put Derby County in a much better position for the next few weeks of the transfer window. So it is going to be an interesting one. There's a lot of things that we can do. 2-1 Stoke, if I'm honest, hope I'm wrong. Welcome in, Beza. Appreciate you joining the chat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a poll for you guys in the chat. Let's do this. Who will win today? Question mark. Derby, draw, add options, loss. Stoke. There we go. Start the poll. Those of you that are in the chat, there should be a poll for you to vote on right now. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Who do you think is going to take all 3 points? Do you think it's going to be Derby? Do you think it's going to be Stoke City? Do you think it's going to end in a draw? It's obviously going to be a difficult one for Derby. Of course it is. But obviously, we'll see how it shakes up. Beza, I think 2-0 Derby County. Obviously, it would be a great result for Derby County to pick up a 2-0 win. Who would your goal scorers be, Beza? Let me know that down in the comments. Obviously, we're in sort of a really good position where we can sort of predict 1-1 CBT, pen for FGS. Yeah. I'd take a draw, if I'm completely honest with you. I'd absolutely take a draw. 2-1 Stoke, fair enough. Decent. That would be a decent result for Stoke. Obviously, it is going to be interesting to see how it does shake out heading into the start of the season. Welcome everybody. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, turn on the notification bell so you can stay tuned for all the latest content that comes on this channel. We're obviously in a fairly decent position this season where Derby County and Stoke are in the Championship after some poor seasons last season. Beza, goals coming from Kenzo and Morris. I'd be happy with that. I'd really like to see Kenzo Heldmine pick up a couple of goals. Carlton Morris as well. I think last season Kenzo had a bit of a rough time, and I think this season is his opportunity to move forward. But will he be able to do that? It's going to be interesting. I think with the way John Eustace is trying to move Derby County into being that sort of sort of more possessive team. I think he will have a very important role to play. You've obviously got the situation for me where I personally believe that Ibu Adams may not be a starter at Derby County come the end of the season, and I know that's sort of hard for some people to take because he's such a cult hero, but for me, I just think it's a very, very interesting situation to find ourselves within. Morris is getting his debut goal. For me, I think that would be absolutely unbelievable for Carlton Morris. Let's take a look at the poll then. How's it doing at the moment? With 20 votes, we've got 50% as a Derby win, 25% as a draw, 25% as Stoke. We'll end that just before kickoff. So if you haven't already got involved, get involved in that match day poll. Let me know what your score predictions are and your result. Obviously, we're heading towards kickoff right now. We're about 15 minutes away in terms of Derby County versus Stoke and the other teams across the course of the division. But who is going to take 3 points, and who do you think is going to be leading the championship by the end of today? I think we're in a great position in terms of that, where obviously it's only a 1 goal difference to put you at the top of the table. So if Derby County can pick up 3 points and win by more than 1, we could be top of the table. So obviously, if you haven't done so already and you do have any questions, drop them down in the comments. It's going to be an interesting afternoon. Let's get into team selection for a second, because I know that some people will look at the team and think it's very good and things like that, and don't get me wrong, I do not disagree. I think we're in a very good position in terms of team selection, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm very surprised that Jake Rooney isn't involved in some capacity. Like, I thought he'd be a starter, starting from the off, whether that be at right back or at centre back. I just expected that he would be sort of starting, because why wouldn't he be? He's pretty much played the entirety of pre-season, and now obviously in that position where he just doesn't get that opportunity at the start of the season, and that's obviously a little bit disappointing as we head into the opening day. The form of the team till January starts now. We need to have a good game. Absolutely 100% Bezo. We need to sort of make sure that whatever we do today steps us in the right stead heading forwards, because obviously, if you start off with the defeat on the opening day, it just gets more and more difficult. But obviously, if we look back to last season, Blackburn Rovers away, lost 4-2 on the opening night, and then obviously went on a fairly decent run for the first 10-ish games of the season, and did okay for me. But obviously, there's a lot more sort of development for Derby County to do this season, and I think John Eustace has sort of got us going in the right direction for me. And hopefully, as this sort of season progresses, I think that the team is just going to get better and better and better. And having players like Bobby Clark to come in, players like Rhian Brewster, Ajimang to come in, Selverson to come in, like, these are brilliant headaches for Derby County to have. If Nyambi has a good start to the season, Kane Wilson isn't guaranteed to be our starting right back in a couple of weeks' time. And obviously, that is sort of the most important factor going into the start of the season. Who's going to be our starters? Who's not going to be our starters? And sort of how is that going to sort of develop across the course of pre-season? Let's go, dude. I'm quite calm because most of our squad are injured, so let's not overreact if we lose. Hello, Ethan. Welcome in. Rooney would never be a starter whilst we have cover in that position. You love a good video on rumours. Now, I'm not saying that Rooney should be a starter if everyone's fit, but I think based on the fact he's played every game of pre-season and has actually played a couple of 90 minutes, I think he deserved the opportunity. Obviously, back to sort of overreacting with losses and things like that. I don't think today is sort of major. Obviously, a lot will depend on the performance. If we have a good performance, there's absolutely nothing to complain about. But if we have a poor performance, it's obviously could be very disappointing. You're right. Yeah, I'm good, Ethan. How are you? What are your expectations for today's game? Obviously, a big one at the Bet365. We're going to be keeping across all the away games on this channel. So obviously on Tuesday night we're going to be live as well for Derby County versus, I think we play West Brom in the Cup, isn't it? So we'll be live for that one. Those of you who are new in, make sure you vote on the poll. That will be ending just before the start of the game. At the moment we've got 30 votes in there, 50% saying that Derby County will win, 27% saying draw, and 23% are saying that Stoke City will take 3 points. 2-0. 2-0 Derby County will take that. What's your prediction for Sheffield Bristol? Let's take a look at the two lineups over there. Sheffield Bristol. It will be oh, they don't play till later, do they? What an idiot. I think it'll be a tough game. I think Sheffield United will come out on top. I think it'll be 1-0 Sheffield United. I think they'll start really well. Obviously, Ruben Sellers as their new manager. I was playing career mode, and because signings aren't live for some reason, I offered Andy Vyman 18 grand per week, and he rejected. Fair enough. What's our away allocation? I believe it's just over 3,000. If I'm 100% correct. I can already hear them loud and proud. Yeah, there's a ton of them. Absolutely loads of them. We've got a really decent following as Derby County. Pretty much 25k plus, apart from the season we're in administration. You've obviously got a decent away following as well, where we pretty much sell out every pretty much away game pretty much. It'll be interesting. Have we sold out for West Brom? I'm not entirely sure. I think 3-1 Sheffield. Would not surprise me at all, to be honest with you. I think Sheffield United are a really, really good side. Obviously, there's a lot to sort of come from them this season. I believe that they're going to be one of the teams to sort of worry about across the course of the season. I think they're definitely going to be up there for promotion. If we get the result today, amazing as I think we are, nowhere near how great we are going to be in a few games. I think you're spot on. I do genuinely think you're spot on. I think we're so close to being a great team, but obviously we're in that position right now where we don't necessarily have all the players available that we could have, and that is obviously sort of where those sort of problems arise in terms of squad depth and things like that. We obviously saw that last season where Derby County didn't necessarily have all the players necessary to compete at the top level, but we'll have to wait and see how it progresses across the course of the season and how much of an impact the new signings could have. Jaden, why haven't you gone to the game? So I've never really gone to away games, if I'm completely honest. I've done a couple in the past, done a couple of Wembley trips and things like that. It's just the cost factor. I just think it's incredibly expensive to go to away games, and the access now to actually watch games I think is unbelievable. And to be honest with you, I think in terms of watching the game, I think you get a better vantage point from sort of watching, if I'm completely honest. But obviously in terms of that, if we can get tickets for away games this season, that's certainly something that I'll be sort of doing. So if that is something that I can do, there will be like away match day vlogs and things like that. I'll make sure you know whether we're going to be live or at the game over the course of heading into each one. Any news on Abuka's contract? So obviously at the moment he's on his second year scholar. Personally, I would imagine that Derby County are already sort of in having those conversations, whether it be with Abuka himself or his agent or whatever, his parents, but those conversations will be happening. It wouldn't surprise me if we sort of got news on his sort of contract extension onto a pro deal over the course of maybe the next 2 or 3 months. I'd imagine that it'll happen before Christmas, because otherwise we put ourselves in a position where we only get the return of compensation, which I believe he joined us from West Ham, so it wouldn't be a great deal, and he looks to be sort of a great talent at Derby County's academy, and hopefully moving forward that's something which we can sort of keep at the club and keep our eyes on as we head towards obviously year and year and year. You never sort of know how the squad's going to develop and things like that. And obviously we've got Dejan Brown on the bench today, Jake Rooney on the bench today, and I do believe that Abuka will have an impact somewhere across the course of this season, but obviously we've got to wait for that to happen realistically. So we're obviously going to wait and see sort of how that goes. I don't necessarily think Derby County will let him go out on loan until sort of that deal is done, because you send him out on loan without a pro contract and you just sort of, you're begging for trouble really. So hopefully it's one we can get done over the course of the next couple of days, hopefully, but I think it'll be more of a long-term one. Come on, you Rams, absolutely, let's go. Make sure if you haven't voted on the poll, you put your vote in there. Are Derby going to win? Is it going to be a draw, or are Derby or are Stoke going to take the victory? We're obviously heading towards kickoff now, about 7 minutes to go until kickoff. What new signings are injured? So Rhian Brewster hasn't had a pre-season, so he's not involved. You've then got obviously Clark, who is on the bench. is sort of in that position where he's not had a massive pre-season, so he's sort of still coming into fitness. You've got Ajimang, who's not fit. He won't be fit until around September. You obviously got Owen Beck, not involved at all today. I am not entirely sure on the situation with him, but there's no point rushing him back. Who else of the new signings isn't involved today? Let me just bring up the team sheet. Just give me 2 seconds. In terms of Derby County, let's look at their transfers. So Sanderson's on the bench, Clark's on the bench, Brewster isn't ready, Ozo's on the bench, Beck isn't fit. Hopefully he'll be fit heading into next weekend's fixture, but I don't think we'll see him on Tuesday either. Ajimang's out till September, Vyman's involved, Bart's involved, and Morris is involved. So that is pretty much everybody. So we are in a fairly decent position in terms of obviously players being injured and things like that, but obviously you've got the likes of Langas, Wilson, Nelson, Selverson, all still to come back. Osborne is on the bench today, but we know that he's got his sort of injury history, so hopefully he can stay fit as well. And obviously the big signing of David Ozo is going to be a huge one heading into this one. Come on Derby, absolutely welcome in. If you are new to the channel and you've never seen me before, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and join up. We're going to be doing away day live streams essentially, where we're going to be going through the pre-match fixtures and everything like that, and we're going to be keeping up to date with everything that goes on with Derby County and the Championship. And across the course of this season we're also going to be doing just sort of random gaming live streams as well. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. We're in a really good position as Derby County fans, and Stoke City are in a fairly good position as well. It's going to be interesting to see how this one shakes out. Those of you who may be new in here right now, make sure you vote on the poll. Obviously at the moment there's 43 votes. 51% are voting for Derby County to take 3 points, 27% have got it as a draw, and 23% have Stoke City taking 3 points on the opening day. Now I've got Sky Plus all up and ready to go. Come on you Rams, absolutely Simon, welcome in. Hope you're having a great day and hopefully the result is exactly what you want. We're going to be in a fairly decent position. Whatever happens this afternoon, we've got to make sure that we don't overreact. We don't sort of straight away lose our heads because we may pick up a defeat. You've got to keep your head on a swivel and you've got to keep calm. In the opening games of the season, I think it's going to be probably 5 or 6 games until Derby County really get going. Obviously, we haven't got Bobby Clark in the team today. We haven't got Ryan Brewster. You've not got Ajimang. There's so much to come today. And yeah, absolutely scrappy game is coming up for Derby County today and Stoke City, because at the end of the day, both of these two sides faced each other on the last game of last season, and it was a scrappy game then. It was a very, very edgy game as well, because both teams knew that a defeat could send them down. Victory would keep them up. A draw gave them the best possible opportunity for both sides to stay up, and that is what happened. And although there was many opportunities for Derby and Stoke in that game, it ended as a 0-0 draw, and there's been many changes to both sides heading into this one. We're just 3 minutes away from kickoff at the Bet365. Unfortunately, can't put the scoreboard on the screen today. It doesn't allow you to do it with Sky Go. It just comes up as a black screen, unfortunately. So I'll let you know when kickoff is, and I'll keep you up to date with the timing chart that I'm on as it comes up on my screen, and I'll let you know when things happen and things along those lines. Obviously, players now walking out the tunnel for the opening game of the season. You can see the likes of Matt Clark, you can see Danny Bart, David Ozo, Andy Vyman and Dion Sanderson going past on screen now. Jakub Vidal-Zetterstrom with no helmet. He's in a great position. Now we're going to end the poll as we head towards kickoff. 51 of you voted, and it was a very, very good poll. 49% predicting that Derby County will take victory, 25% saying that it will be a draw, and 25% saying Stoke City will win on opening day. It's going to be interesting to keep across this one. I am really excited for the start of the season. Obviously, Derby County wearing the new kit, inspired by... I'm pretty sure it's inspired by the kit I'm wearing right now. I think we've done a couple of inspirations of this kit, and it's been a fairly decent one across the course of all of them. The only thing I'm not entirely sure about is that sort of white bit across here, but we'll wait and see. Come on, Stoke. Welcome in Tom Wright. Let's see who gets the 3 points today. It's going to be an interesting afternoon. Obviously, if you don't know your side, it's Johansson in goal, Shamedu, Cresswell, Baker, Lowell, Wilmot, Pearson, Bay and Burma, Manhoof and Sorba Thomas. Obviously, Mark Robbins, the man in charge for you. And then obviously for Derby County, it's Zetterstrom in goal, a back four of Niambi, Danny Bart, Matt Clark and Craig Forsyth, a midfield three of Thompson, Kenzo and Adams, a front three of Blackett Taylor, Caden Jackson and Carlton Morris. We're edging closer to kick off now. It's going to be very, very interesting. John Eustace's first game as his first full season as Derby County manager. It's going to be interesting to see how it shakes up. Absolutely will keep you updated. Your channel picking up time to order the white and black Joe Rogan set. Let's hope it's a joy, a snooze fest like last game. Do you know something? I'd have absolutely no issue with this game being a snooze fest. Like, genuinely, I'd be happy to come out of this game with a point, put ourselves in a good position, both teams, as we start the season. You don't want to get off too quickly, but then you also don't want to stop too early, if that makes sense. You just want to put yourself in a good position to get that momentum going early doors and sort of see how it progresses across the course of the season. Obviously, at the end of the game, we're going to do a man of the match vote and things like that, so make sure you do stay in till the end. Obviously, you can let me know your thoughts on best players across the course of the game as well, and let me know your thoughts if you are watching or listening at home, wherever you may be. It's going to be a very, very interesting one. At the moment, players are just in their huddles on my stream. Obviously going to be a few minutes behind maybe, but we will wait and see. I think kickoff has probably happened in real time, but I will just check Twitter to make sure. I think we are underway. We aren't underway yet. Derby County haven't tweeted, so we'll leave it like that. We're in a decent position. Let's see how it goes. Where is Ajimang? Ajimang is currently injured. He had to have hernia surgery a few days after signing for Derby County, and he'll be back around September time. Obviously, it'll be good to get him involved in the squad because he's got a massive season ahead of him with obviously the World Cup coming up and things like that. But then so have many of these players in both of these squads who could put themselves in contention for opportunities at their national level. Now, we are now underway on my stream, and Fozzie hoofs it forward for Carlton Morris, and away we go. Let's see how we are set up. Big ups from Florida. Welcome in, Scott. Hope you're having a lovely day. Hope the weather's nice where you are. We are set up again today with Kenzo Holdmine and Liam Thompson as the sitting midfielders. Ebu Adams further forward, but we'll see how that progresses across the course of the game. We're 28 seconds in, and Victor Johansson has the ball in the Stoke City area. Welcome everybody, all of you that are in the chat now. The chat has predicted that Derby County will take 3 points. 25% have said that there'll be a draw, and 25% said Stoke will win. Obviously, you can let me know your predictions in the comments if you want to. Obviously, let me know your favourite players as well as we go through this game, as Stoke City are building up from the back. Obviously, a player in their back line, Lowell, who Derby County targeted last summer, but unfortunately couldn't get through the door. Obviously had his injury problems as well at Stoke City, but let's see how he gets on today. Brilliant tackle there from Ebu Adams to stop him clearing it away. Obviously, Ebu Adams a big player for Derby. Currently, Derby County skipper as well, which is massive for him, as he's been a big part of this squad. And since John Eustace gave him that armband, he sort of has stepped up. It's just his technical ability, which is my worry across the course of a full season, especially if Derby County become more of a possessional outfit. But let's see how it shakes up. We're in a really good position with this season, and let's hope Corey Blackett-Taylor can keep his form. Let's hope that Caden Jackson can find some form as well, and let's see sort of how we shake up this season. At the moment, Stoke City are breaking on the right-hand side up against Craig Forsyth. It's a great cross into the box. It's a header, and Zetterstrom makes the save early doors. We're already 2 minutes in. Stoke City have had the first attempt on goal. Already looking a more interesting game than that one at the final game of last season. Obviously, Zetterstrom, no helmet this season. I'm not entirely sure why, but we'll wait and see. If that returns at some point, we will. It's a fairly decent header. Danny Bart loses him. Ryan Niambi can't quite get in time. But let's see. Let's see how it goes. 2.5 minutes played. Long ball from Stoke City. Fozzie gets his head on it. That's got to be a free kick, ref. Come on, free kick. Off we go. So free kick for Derby County. 3 minutes gone. Liam Thompson fouled on the right, left-hand side for Derby County. Come on, you Rams. Absolutely, Michael. Welcome in. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Obviously, if you want to let me know your predictions in the comments, go ahead and do so. I'm hoping for a Derby County victory, as many of you may be. That is a ball to hand. That is a ball to hand. Welcome in, Harry. Assuming you're a Stoke City fan with your come on you Reds. Let's see how it does go. Obviously, both sides a bit even at the moment. Obviously, only a few minutes into the game. The first 10 minutes is always the most difficult within a fixture for me, because you've got that sort of building up to do, where you're sort of seeing where both teams are sort of strong, where both teams have their weaknesses. And at the moment, Stoke City are the only ones that have had a chance. Ibu Adams just gave away a free kick for handball. Matt Clark battling well. And that's a free kick given. That is... How is that a free kick? I think that's fairly decent. Harry Wright, 4-2 Stoke. Proper goal fest then you're expecting. Let's see sort of how it shakes out. Obviously, at the moment, 4 minutes gone, still 0-0. But a free kick for Stoke City. Not far away on the left-hand side. Rams on top. Come on, you Rams. Absolutely will. Absolutely. There's 4 players around this free kick for Stoke City. 4 players. Don't need 4 players on your free kicks, do you? Oh, we're now on 3. Cresswell over it. Manhoof. Oh, there's a 5th player coming in now. Just getting greedy. I reckon Sorba Thomas or Cresswell will take this one. That's my personal opinion. Thomas or Cresswell. Oh, they've done a... They did a David McGoldrick, Max Bird type thing with like they did with Conor Horahan, where they set it off for the player. Fozzie clears it. Ibu Adams chases. It's cleared into our box. But Zetterstrom saved. Niambi couldn't quite get back in time, and neither could Danny Bart. It was a really good clearance there by Stoke onto Sorba Thomas. Yeah, Niambi's just caught away from the run, essentially. But it happens in football. It is part and parcel of the game. Let's see a chance for Derby. Come on. Let's see a chance for Derby. Jesus Christ, Matt Clark. Matt Clark sets it back for Zetterstrom, and Zetterstrom clears it into Mbeumo. Goes out for a throw-in in the end, but disappointing that. That is very disappointing. Is Clark fully fit? Obviously was one of the doubts heading into this one. Come on, you Rams. Welcome in, Findus. Hope you're having a good day, mate. It's currently 0-0 after just about 6 minutes within this one. It's a throw-in right down in our own corner flag with Ryan Niambi. Obviously, he's had his issues with injury as well. Let's hope that they don't come to blow today. Where do you think Derby will finish this season? I've got Derby finishing, I want to say like 8th or 9th, but I'd be happy anywhere in the top half, to be quite honest. Steve Bloom is watching. Let's hope he is watching, and let's hope he helps us win today. It'll be good to get the season off to a winning start. Obviously gives John Eustace confidence as well heading into the next few games. Rams fans, Stoke 0, Derby 1, CBT, 87th minute. Let's see how that goes. Sorba Thomas is breaking into the Derby County box. Danny Bart makes a block, and then Niambi blocks it as well. Really, really good. Well, it would be better if we finished higher than 12. Yeah, absolutely. Last season was definitely sort of a struggle in terms of performances and things like that. And I think under John Eustace, we're certainly getting better. So for me, if we can finish top half, it's development, it's moving in the right direction. I do have us as Championship dark horses. I'm just not entirely sure sort of how that shakes up for us and where we do actually end up. Obviously, early doors, a lot of our new signings aren't fit. Silver Thomas puts in the corner to the back sticks. I'm watching it on the Sky Sports app. You need a Sky Sports login to be able to watch the game though. So if you don't have Sky Sports, you might not be able to. But I'm watching it on Sky. I think the app is called Sky Sports, but it's on Sky Sports Plus. So if you do have Sky, I think you can watch it on the red button. So yeah, currently about 8 minutes gone, and 8 minutes gone, and we're currently in a position of 0-0, where Stoke City have probably had the best chance of the game. Sorba Thomas has had a chance, and they had a header on the 6-yard box as well, which was both saved by Jakob Vidal-Zetterstrom. And right now, Sorba Thomas is breaking down down Derby County's right. There's a cross put into the box. It's cleared by, I think that's Liam Thompson. And Derby, we're sitting very deep. We're being very, very defensive in this game. Don't necessarily think it's the wrong move to make. Obviously, we did that last season and put up playoff form in the second half of the season, but Liam Thompson has just given away a free kick. Oh no, that's Kenzo Heldmine, who's given away a free kick not far away from the edge of the Derby County box. Is it free? You have to have a Sky Sports subscription, I believe. I'm not entirely sure how much that is. I utilise my nans, if I'm completely honest with you. But yeah. So I don't think it's free, but I'm not entirely sure. If you download the app and you have a login, it might work. But just give it a go and see what happens. Currently 9 minutes in for those of you who aren't able to watch the game right now. Got Stoke City over a free kick on the right hand side of Derby County's box. They had a similar one from this a couple of moments ago, which was crossed into the box. But Zetterstrom did well to stop that one. And they've got 4 players around this one as well. Is it going to be similar to the last one where they knock it off? Let's see. Well, if Manhoof doesn't move, it's getting booted at him. So let's put it that way. It's a decent free kick routine, isn't it? It is fairly decent. Spanky, I'm also using his Nan's login. Yeah, I bet you are, Spanky. I bet you are. It's not a bad ball, to be fair. If someone predicts it, that's essentially a one-on-one, one-touch finish and it goes in. Let's be honest. Not really seen much from Derby County so far. Been a bit of a poor start, if I'm completely honest. But we'll see how the game progresses. Obviously, we've seen this a lot with John Eustace as manager at Derby. Slow to get into the game, and in the second half sort of really have our chances. And that's obviously what we're waiting for right now, is those chances to fall for Derby, and hopefully for the likes of Carlton Morris, Corey Blackett-Taylor, Caden Jackson. Sorba Thomas has just put a ball in. Danny Bath clears it away. It's a corner. We're very defensive today. Very defensive. And Stoke City are really sort of pressuring us, obviously, in this game, which is obviously their job. Don't get me wrong. I know it's what they're supposed to do. Sorba Thomas, obviously a great player at this level. I think he spent last season in France, but obviously has now joined Stoke City. A player who Derby County were supposed to be interested in last season, but obviously no deal ended up happening, which is obviously disappointing from. How come you can't watch Rams TV in the UK? It's to do with broadcasting rights with Sky Sports. It's a great cross by Sorba Thomas, cleared away at the near post. But yeah, it's to do with broadcasting rights. If you've got a VPN or something like that, I imagine you could put yourself in a different location and watch the game. But I don't have a VPN sponsor, so I'm not going to promote anything to you. There'll be a different team once Patrick gets fit. We will certainly get better. I don't disagree. And I think even if you look at some of the players on our bench, we can get much better even into the second half. Also, at the moment, no worries though. Just need to figure it out. Yeah, you're spot on, Thriller. We just need to sort of build into the game, to be honest. Is Sorba looking good? Yeah, he looks very effective at the moment. He's caused pretty much all of the problems that Derby County have faced, whether it be from set pieces or anything like that. Breaking into the box now for Stoke are. And a poor pass and it goes out of play. Okay, thanks. No worries, mate. Realistically, to watch Rams TV in the UK, you do need sort of a VPN. If I do get a VPN sponsor, I'll make sure to let you know. Obviously, those of you who don't have your new Derby County shirts, anything like that, there is a link in my description to Kitbag where you can pick up Derby County shirts and stuff like that. Same price as in the Derby County shop, so you don't have to if you don't want to, but it helps support the channel. Looks like they're frightened of the loss, standing off the ball. Yeah, so we certainly are standing off at the moment. I think we've got to be very careful in the way that we do build into this game, because you don't want to be too standoffish, but you also don't want to come on too strong. Obviously, it is away from home, but we'll see sort of how it changes as the game progresses. As Rams fans said, bringing in Clark and Ozo maybe later on in the game or in future games will certainly change the way we sort of move forward. Welcome in, George. Obviously, Stoke fan you are. I'm assuming you expect Stoke to win. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll be doing live watch-alongs for Derby County games this season, and we will play Stoke again at some point. But yeah, I think it's definitely going to be one of those games where we're sort of waiting to sort of build in with those new signings coming off the bench of Ozo, Vyman, Clark, things like that. But that'll obviously change sort of as the game progresses. Obviously, at the moment, Stoke City are all over us, holding on to the ball. You think Corey is on pens? I'm actually intrigued to see who does take pens, because obviously Corey's taken them all through pre-season. So realistically, you'd expect that he's going to be the one to take them, but it could just be a situation of who wins it takes it for Derby in that sense, and they decide. But we'll wait and see on that one. Hopefully, if we get a penalty today, new follower over on Twitch. Although I don't actually think I'm live on Twitch, so but we'll be live on there at some point. But I don't think I'm live on there right now. Let's just take a look. No, I'm not live right now, but brand new follower over there. Thank you, Archie. If you are in the stream right now. But realistically, it is just Stoke City right now. And they're sort of dominating possession, causing all the problems. Derby County, very standoff at the moment. But that's sort of how Derby County were under John Eustace. It'll be interesting to see how that changes across the course of the season. Because that's obviously what we want to change, if that makes sense. We want to be that team that's better on the ball, that can cause problems in sort of an attacking standpoint. But obviously that'll only come with those new players being fit and available and things like that. And obviously at the moment, we don't have those players fit from the start. Obviously Brewster will be a massive change to Caden Jackson. Clark will be a massive change in the 10 to Ebel Adams. Ozo will be a lot different to either Tomo or Kenzo. Obviously, you add in Owen Beck and Kane Wilson, and the whole team looks very different. So we'll obviously see how that shakes out in a few weeks. How has that been given as a foul, by the way? Ebel Adams, a little bit of a... wasn't even a push in the back, really, just using his body. Who do you think is the best player from both teams? So, based on what we've seen so far, Derby County don't really have a best player. But based on Stoke City, I'd probably say Sorba Thomas at the moment. But in terms of overall... I'd probably stick with Sorba Thomas, really, in terms of Stoke City's best player. In terms of Derby's best player, a lot of people will probably go with Ebel Adams, I think. But we'll see across the course of this game and this season. Soaking up the pressure, we seem to defend deep when Stoke have the ball in our half, but try to press the ball when it's in theirs. Yeah, I think you're quite right on that one, to be honest. What a save by Zetterstrom, although the whistle was blown. Did Derby sell out? I believe they did. I believe they sold out their allocation for this one, which is the most important thing for Derby. It's selling out that allocation, getting the most fans in the door, essentially. Johansson is... Actually, yeah, it's got to be Johansson, hasn't it, in terms of best player, because he's obviously got Premiership interest this summer and could be moving on. Now, I obviously hope the deal was going to be done before today, so that he wasn't playing, but he's obviously on the pitch for them, and let's see if he has a decent season. But we're just about 17 minutes in. Stoke City sort of dominating the ball. Derby County soaking it up at the moment, and the major problems have come from Sorba Thomas, a couple of headed opportunities and things like that, a couple of free kick opportunities. But at the moment, I'd probably say it's falling in Stoke's favour at the moment. Who is your favourite Stoke player? In terms of Stoke, I'd probably say, who is my favourite Stoke player? I do really like number 42. I think his name's Manhoove. I think he's very good, causes a lot of problems, and obviously he could potentially keep that going this season and be sort of a big player. Derby County now battling well in our own half. Craig Forsyth's going to send it long, and does, but it's blocked in the opposition half. Who is your favourite Stoke player though, George? Who would you give your favourite player to? Who do you think is going to be that player that stands out for you this season? It's a good tackle by Corey Blackett-Taylor. Get ourselves a throw-in within this one. 18 minutes gone. We're not in a bad position. Let's be completely honest. Just because we're sitting deep doesn't necessarily mean that we're struggling. I don't necessarily think we are struggling. I think it's just one of those games where we're going to be very careful in possession. Obviously, with Adams in the side, you've got to be careful anyway in that sort of technical aspect. So it'll be interesting to see sort of how the game changes if the likes of Ozo or Vyman come on in the second half. Because at the moment, it is all Stoke City. And we're just going to have to see sort of if Derby can get it going. CBT having a run at last. Let's see how it goes. I love Blackett-Taylor when he gets the ball in this position, because he can cause real problems. Would you rather take Johansson or Zetterstrom? I'd probably say Zetterstrom. We tried to get Johansson last season. We tried to get Johansson last season and just couldn't get a deal done. Mark Robins is a fantastic manager. Absolutely, I love Mark Robins. Great manager. He was one of the ones who I would have had at Derby, but obviously made that move to Stoke. If I had to pick, it would be all-time and Zonzi, but currently Josh Laurent. Decent player. Here it comes Fozzie at the back post. We're not losing, so that's a bonus. Absolutely. So long as we're not losing, we're in a fairly decent position. As we're talking, just about to hit 20 minutes in this first half. Corner kick to be taken from Derby County. Who are we going to score from it? Kenzo Holmine whips the ball in. Quite a poor... There was no one really there to win it. It's cleared away. Kenzo picks it up again on the right-hand side. Tries to beat his man. Loses it. Goes out for a goal kick. Oh. It's a goal kick for Stoke City after Pearson blocked it back onto Kenzo Holmine. Josh Laurent left ages ago. Wasn't he at Reading at one point? Someone's just said yes, and then have Derby County scored? I don't know what Rams fans saying, but he's just put in the chat. What's going to happen here? I am obviously a little bit behind, with it obviously being on Sky Sports Plus. Ball lost upfield from Kenzo. He may have just purely been on about Mark Robins being a good manager. Heading towards the midway point of the first half. I know I accidentally switched overall and currently around. Yeah, that's no worries, mate. No worries. We're celebrating at a corner. Oh, fair enough. We can all celebrate different things. Yeah, it wasn't the best corner, was it, from Kenzo? But was it down to Kenzo? I thought he put it in a decent area. Jim Bob, this is shocking. Yeah, it is a bit of a poor game so far. Cross comes into the box, cleared away. Corey Blackett-Taylor picks it up on the edge of our own box. He's driving at his man. Puts his pace into action. Boss on Lowell. What do you think about the signing of Nzonzi? I think it's a very good signing for you. It all just depends how long his legs stay for. Because he's got to be like mid-30s now, surely. Stephen Nzonzi. He's got to be at least 35. If he is not 35, I'll be very, very shocked. Let me just take a look. But I do think it's a good move. There's nothing wrong with having those older players. He's 36 years old, turns 37 in December. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with having older players. It's just about how you sort of manage them and things like that, in my opinion. Obviously, Derby had Curtis Davis play, I think it was a 46-game season in 21-22, and he was like 36, 37. So if you can protect the players, then I think they'll be fine. We are getting completely outworked and outclassed. And I don't necessarily think we're getting outclassed, if I'm honest. I think Derby County are playing the way they want to play in terms of sitting deep, soaking up the pressure, giving Blackett-Taylor, Caden Jackson the opportunity to hit on the counter. Any clear-cut chances for either team? There was a couple early doors. Sorba Thomas had one, and there was one from a cross opportunity. But both saved by Zetterstrom. Thoughts on the Birmingham game yesterday? I think Birmingham were a lot better than many anticipated. I think they performed really well. Was very unlucky, really, not to win the game. But obviously, you can't give away penalties in this league. Corner from Stoke City, cleared away at the near post. But yeah, it was very much one of those where completely unexpected in terms of the performance from Birmingham. And they probably could have been 2-3-0 up if it wasn't for Stanisfield missing a few really good opportunities. But I think Ipswich were nowhere near as good as I anticipated them to be. I've got them as my champions. And honestly, I think it's probably doubtful, unless they make some changes, that they will be those champions, if I'm honest. Stoke City putting a ball into the box, goes all the way through. Matt Clark does get a touch on it. It's a corner now for Stoke City. Those of you who may be new to the channel, make sure you do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Helps push the video, the live stream out, help push the channel out as well as we keep across all things Derby County and Championship this season. With 25 minutes gone, it is still 0-0. Very, very, I say even game in terms of the way the game is going, but it's one of those where Stoke are on top, but Derby County is soaking up the pressure well. And we'll just see how that develops as the game goes on. Is Zetterstrom back in the scrum hat? No, he's not. He's not wearing it, which I've been surprised about throughout the whole course of pre-season, if I'm honest with you. But he must have been medically cleared, because surely if he wasn't, he'd be wearing it, sort of thing. Yeah, definitely is a lot of corners early on in this game. Stoke City have had a fair few. I think we've had a couple as well. Carlton Morris winning a flick on there to Caden Jackson. Caden Jackson plays it wide to Ryan Nyambi. Nyambi down the line to Jackson. Can he beat his man and put in a cross? The cross is blocked out for a throw-in, which I believe Ryan Nyambi will take. I don't know about you lot, but in terms of like Jake Rooney, Dejon Brown, if they're not going to play like a lot of minutes, would you send them out on loan? I know we need depth and things like that, but you want those players to be getting game time and improving, don't you? And I think if they don't feel a route to the first team, they may just want to leave permanently. And sometimes I think that loan can give them the opportunity. But Nyambi throwing in after 26 minutes, headed away. Long throw didn't really quite go to plan there, did it? Zetterstrom's helmet. Yeah, he's got a great helmet as Zetterstrom. Unbelievable helmet. Nyambi's going for the long throw in again. Flick on from Bart. Flick on from Clark. Cleared away. Fozzie is there to head it all the way back to Jakub Zetterstrom. who's just taking the sting out of the game there is Zetterstrom. Just holding possession. What are we going to do here? What is Zetterstrom going to do here? Oh, actually, we're playing short this time. We're not going long. Danny Bott fakes out his man. Derby County haven't had a shot yet. Come on, Derby, man. Come on. I feel like Mark Goldbridge doing this. Stoke City, 4 shots, 2 on target so far. 75% possession. Niambi heads clear. Jackson goes on a run, still in play. Loses the ball. Cheers, Jackson. Get Clark on. Get Vyman on. Please. I know we're only half an hour in, but I don't know how much of Jackson I can watch this season. Obviously, wasn't a great season for him last year. Obviously, hopefully he can develop this year and be better. Reminds me of Middlesbrough home last season. They were all over us all game except we won 1-0. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. It was Jackson who broke the play up and went up the other end of the pitch and scored, wasn't it? We just need to get the ball up the pitch and finish it. Don't you agree? Yeah, completely agree. But obviously, to do that, you need to get possession. As Simon's just said, we really need to get some more possession. If you don't have possession, you can't score goals. You can't cause problems. And that's one of the reasons why I was one of the people that really liked Liam Rosenior's football. Because if you've got the ball, they can't score. And that's my opinion. So... 28 minutes gone. Jackson is going to be a dark horse. Hopefully he can find some form. I'd absolutely love Jackson to hit the ground running with us and sort of finally hit that form that he's not yet found yet, really, because he's been very up and down at Derby since he joined. Obviously, did he score a goal against Portsmouth last year? He put the cross in for the own goal. Yeah, as well. We have got a great squad. We just don't show it. Yeah, we just need some of the new signings in the squad. Maybe he'll kick better without his massive helmet on. Yeah, it should free up a bit of weight down in that leg area, shouldn't it? So, how do you think we'll do against West Brom in the Carabao Cup? I think it's going to be an interesting game because it'll all depend on changes both sides make, really. Because if we could just do a full switch, essentially, give Osborne a game, Vyman, Clark, etc. Or we could stick with a similar 11 and that sort of then you'd expect us to be better because West Brom will make changes, they will. And that's sort of the position you want to be in where you can make those changes. Carlton Morris has done really well there, battling with the defender. It's Ebro Adams breaking. It's a poor pass. Caden Jackson wins the ball. Surely that's a penalty. It's not. I think it's been given as a goal kick. That was a really good bit of football from Derby County. It's been a long half an hour. It certainly has been a long half an hour. But that was a really good bit of play. Played up to Carlton Morris, who wins the ball, holds off the defender well, plays through Ebro Adams, who I think played a bit of a poor pass there, and I'm not sure what he was thinking in regards of that. But Caden Jackson tried to get on the end of it, and the keeper got there first. If we score, I'll be buzzing, lol. Yeah, I will absolutely be buzzing if we score. Obviously, it means a lot more today than it did in the friendly versus... who did we play in the friendly? Atromis, whatever their name is. But let's just take a quick look at scores on the doors. 0-0 Swansea Middlesbrough, 0-0 Norwich Millwall, 0-0 Pompey Oxford, 0-0 QPR Preston, obviously 0-0 here. 1-0 West Brom Blackburn, with Price getting the goal. Do you want score on the screen? Is that what you're asking? Give me 1 second. No. Give me 2 seconds. I'll put score on the screen. Stoke 0, Derby 0. There you go. Let me just, I'll make it black so that you can see it. Put a background on it as well. There you go. There's the score for you. Scores on the doors. Stoke 0, Derby 0 right now. Stoke are breaking down Derby's left-hand side. Manhoof on the ball. Puts a cross in. Danny Bart clears it away. I think get Vyman on. I think he'll come on in the second half at some point. I think we'll see Ozo, Vyman. I think Dejan Brown will probably get on as well. Who else is on the bench? Maybe Ben Osborne. I do think we'll see a ton of changes in the second half. No worries, Bobby. Absolutely no worries. Stoke City are really attacking that left-hand side of Derby up against Craig Forsyth. Manhoof really sort of going at him. And Fozzie's done well so far to deal with the danger. Blackett-Taylor loses the ball on the edge of the box. Clark clears. It's Manhoof still. Out to 32 from Stoke. Bart heads away. Ibu Adams on the edge of the box. It's got to be a foul. That is a foul against Derby County. Yeah, we need to get a grip in midfield. Absolutely. We need proper technical bodies in the midfield to get the game going. Can we see that game? Do you mean like what I'm watching? If you mean what I'm watching, unfortunately I can't put it on the screen because my channel will get terminated for copyright. Obviously Sky Sports have all the rights for everything along those lines, and I'm not getting my channel terminated, unfortunately. I would have put score on the screen from the coverage, but on Sky it just makes it black, unfortunately. So unfortunately I can't do that. 34.5 minutes gone. Both sides very much in the game. Obviously all the chances so far have come from Stoke. Obviously Caden Jackson had that opportunity for Derby County. And Derby County currently have a throw-in where the ball has gone to, I think that was Kenzo. Ibu Adams, Liam Thompson now finds Corey. Blackett-Taylor's got two men around him. Obviously, Stoke have seen that he's had a good pre-season. Fozzie in there as well. How has that been given for a free? How has that been given a free kick? No way. No way. Derby's Mark Goldbridge. Maybe one day. I think he's on like 2 million subscribers. So make sure you click the subscribe button. Help me get there. One day we'll get there. One day. It's definitely the aim. Let's be Derby County's Mark Goldbridge. Caden Jackson's just been absolutely body checked. How has that been given the other way? How has that been given the other way? What's your fave Derby chant? I think I want to say the 21.1, but I think it needs changing, updating for this season because we lost those points God knows how long ago. I subbed. Thank you, DCFC. I appreciate the subscription. If you are in the chat and not subscribed, if you make your subscriptions public, they'll come up on the screen, like, I think like that, if you have your subscriptions on public. So, if you want to go and do that, go and do that. Obviously, no force. Caden Jackson just got absolutely body checked and somehow gives the foul away. Absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea, genuinely. How are things going in League One? Luton Town are winning 2-0 against Peterborough. Have won 2-0. Huddersfield have won 2-0. Wimbledon 0-0 with Lincoln. Lincoln have a red card. Derby County are on the break though. Let's look at that in a minute. I would donate, but it won't let me. Oh, you don't have to donate or anything like that. Obviously, if you want to. I don't really know how donations work on YouTube, but if you let me know what it's saying, I'll see if I can do anything about it. I think everything is turned on, so you can if you want to, but obviously no force. Appreciate the new subscriptions. CM, thank you for the subscription. Stoke City breaking down the right-hand side. Free kick given. Yellow card. I tried. What does it say? Oh, I appreciate that, mate. It worked the other day because somebody else dropped. It says in-app purchases are not allowed. Oh, are you on the YouTube app? You might have to. You might have to go on, like on Safari or Google Chrome or something to actually do it. But obviously, you don't have to. It does obviously support the channel, but you don't have to. Like, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to. I don't want anybody to get themselves in trouble or anything like that. But appreciate your support. Watching the videos is a massive help. Watching the live streams is a massive help. Share it, like it. If you want to clip things up, put it on TikTok, put it on YouTube Shorts. Obviously, that's big ways to help so far. There's been a score update at Oxford. Pompey have gone 1-0 up with Sirkovic getting the goal, their right-hand side player. I actually think we're in a decent position right now. Both teams are sort of have had their moments, so I don't necessarily think we're in a bad place, if I'm completely honest. QPR 1-0 up against Preston. Have I missed that? Yeah, just scored. Appreciate that. Silent putlock. Appreciate that. It's an own goal. 41 minutes in for them. Derby County are breaking. Carlton Morris finds Caden Jackson. Caden Jackson puts the ball into the box. It is blocked. It's cleared away. Stoke player down on the floor. Donate, guys. Make Lewis Derby's Mark Goldbridge. Obviously, if you want to donate, you can. I'm not going to tell anybody not to, but it isn't necessary. I will appreciate it. Great work from you today, Lewis. Thanks from across the pond. Anytime, Joseph. I'm going to be doing a lot more live streams across the course of this season because not just with Derby games and things like that, but also I want to get into like the gaming side of things as well because it gives me a massive opportunity to sort of put this into something that ends up potentially being full-time. Obviously, at the moment, that's kind of the aim I'm going for here. But we'll wait and see. We will. We'll wait and see sort of how that goes. Obviously, in a okay position right now. Covering my bills. So, any support, watching the videos, subscribing, it's always helpful. So, really good ball, that. Matt Clark defending well. Man jumps on the floor. That's a dive. That has to be a yellow card. Surely that's a yellow card. Has to be a yellow card. It's just not sticking forwards. Yeah, you're spot on. We just can't get it into Morris and Jackson and everything like that, unfortunately. Appreciate the new subscription, Silent. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, you're spot on, Simon. I think that's. I think that message has come in twice. But yeah, you're right. It's not really sticking for either team, to be quite honest. which is obviously is disappointing. According to Football, we are playing 4-4-2. Is that true, or does it look like that in game with Adams and Morris as strikers? We're playing a 4-2-3-1. You've got Adams in behind Morris, and then Kenzo and Thompson in behind. Jackson one side, Blackett Taylor the other. So 4-2-3-1, pretty much what we've seen in pre-season. I really do appreciate all the support on the stream and all the support on the videos, the channel and everything. We hit 2,500 subscribers like less than a week ago. And we're now 40 away from 2,600, which is a massive achievement on the channel. And I really appreciate the support. 42 minutes gone. Derby County are in an okay position. I was going to say few. Yeah. Adams isn't playing as the striker. I do think there's going to be some changes from Derby County in the second half. Whether it be straight away or not, I'm not sure. But you've got to try and get Bobby Clark on. You've got to try and get Andy Vyman on as well. Both threats in the attacking half. At the moment, everyone's taking a drink because I think it's Pearson for Stoke is down injured. So at the moment, 6 shots from Stoke, 2 on target, 7 touches in the opposition box, 71% possession. Derby County, 0 shot, 0 on target, 2 touches in the opposition box, 21% possession. I'm not going to say it's been a poor game, but it's not been a great one so far, has it? It's very much been Stoke's game so far. If you're going to predict the next scorer, it's going to be if we go into that obviously next bit in the second half, obviously Derby County have got to get more control of the ball. At 1,000 subs, Lewis will do his lives in a Zetterstrom style helmet. Well, I'm on 2,500, so I think we've passed that bit. Not the best half from either team. I'm happy with draw at half time. Yeah, so am I, to be honest. Adams needs to be dropped further back. He can't play that role. I completely agree. I don't want him as that man behind the striker. So it's a waste of Adams for me, having him as that man behind the striker. But then I guess you've got the pressing work from him, which is a little bit impactful. Stoke and Derby are never the best games. No, they're always tense. They're always tight as well. I think it was a couple of years ago, Derby County beat Stoke 2-1 at their place. I think it was Kazim Richards scored in that game, which is like, that was a crazy game that day. 2 minutes stoppage time. I posted a video about you, tagged you in it, and I have bought sub to this guy. Don't buy subs. Don't do that. Where did you tag the video? I don't understand Kenzo. He's got a lot of quality, but he seems to go missing. I don't disagree. He's one of those players for me who he's got the ability to have a huge impact, but I just feel as if like it's difficult for him to actually get into the game. Great save there from Zetterstrom. It's a good chance from Mburma. Shoots from the edge of the box. I think it was Kenzo won the ball, and it sort of ricochets away. It does. On my channel, I will take a look. Can I channel activity? I would take a 0-0 draw away at Stoke to kick starters off. Spot on. 3,000 subs for the Helmet Lives. 3,000 subs and £100 donation, and we'll do a Helmet Live. We'll do a Helmet Live. 3,000 subs and £100 donation. Excellent as always, Lewis. Appreciate that, Mark. Appreciate the kind words. Can you check it? Yes. What is your channel name? Is it just DCFC? I don't know if I'll be able to find you by just typing in DCFC. We'll take a look. filters, channel. We have been called for half time. Let's I'm trying to find your channel. I'm not ignoring anybody. DCFC. It's a football. Your picture is a football. There's so many channels with DCFC. I actually can't find your channel, mate. I am sorry. I'm scrolling through YouTube channels and I can't find it. Well, anyway, let's talk about that first half. Obviously, it wasn't the bestest half in world football. Wasn't the worst half in world football. It's one which certainly is going to need a little bit of... It's going to need a little bit of life in the second half. It is. We're going to need the introduction of a Bobby Clark. We're going to need the introduction of an Andy Weimann and things like that. And I do think they'll come at some point during this half. But obviously we've got to sort of wait for that to show up. And obviously it hasn't shown up yet. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to turn around and say it's been an awful game because I don't think it has. I think both teams have essentially cancelled each other out, but there's got to be some sort of change for Derby County to get into this game because I don't think we've had a shot on target yet. I changed it. Let me jump up. Give me a second. DCFC, come on, you. I'm searching. Channel. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I've just liked it for you. Honestly, I'd rather have Abuka on the bench instead of Brown. I think with Abuka, as much as he's had a great pre-season, he's still a little bit a ways from being sort of a first-team player. I do think he can have an impact, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be at Derby this season. But we'll sort of wait and see how that goes. I think he'll probably be involved on Tuesday night, if I'm completely honest. The lack of pace in our back four and lack of attacking fullbacks has kept us pushed back in our own half. Yeah, I don't disagree. I think that's obviously a massive problem for Derby at the moment. Abuka looked good pre-season. Yeah, absolutely did. Why isn't Abuka in the squad? I'm not entirely sure why he's not involved, if I'm completely honest. I just think he's going to end up on loan. Lucky to be 0-0, really. Yeah, Stoke have had some really good opportunities. 2-1 or 1-0 next half will be a nail-biter. Absolutely. It will be a nail-biter, no doubt about it. I've got a feeling we'll do a snatch and grab. Watch this space. Why is the shirt unbuttoned? Show a bit of respect. I'll button it up, Archie. My apologies. Really sorry. I hope I've not offended you. I predicted a draw, but we need to improve a lot if we are going to compete in this league. Yeah, but you've also got to think, as much as we need to improve a lot, we also have a lot of players to return. Wilson, Langas, Selverson, Nelson, Ajimang, Brewster isn't even involved today. We've not seen Weimann, we've not seen Clark, we've not seen Ozo, there's no Owen Beck. Like, this team is going to get better. Honestly, it is going to get better. Don't worry too much about it. Let's look at scores on the doors. Eustace knows who should play if someone's not on the bench, and that could be telling of their work ethic behind the scenes. Trust Eustace, great manager. Absolutely, Tom. He is a great manager. Archie, much better. I hope you enjoy it, Archie. Are you on Instagram? I am on Instagram, but I don't really use it for content, if I'm completely honest. Where is Beck? Picked up an injury in the warm-up during the pre-season friendly against Burton and hasn't been involved since. I do believe he is like training and things like that, but I think he's going to be out for a little bit. Stephen Taylor, much better than last season. I think, with all due respect, I think today's actually been a fairly okay performance. Obviously nothing major, but it's been okay. But yeah, scores on the doors. Swansea Borough 0-0, Norwich Millwall 0-0, Oxford are losing 1-0 at home to Pompey, QPR are beating Preston 1-0 at home, Stoke and Derby obviously 0-0, West Brom are 1-0 up against Blackburn, obviously Sheffield United and Bristol City get underway at 5:30. In League One, Luton beat Peterborough 2-0 away from home, Huddersfield beat Reading 2-0 away from home, Lincoln are losing 1-0 against Wimbledon with a man sent off. Burton are beating Barnsley 2-0 at Barnsley. Bolton are winning 1-0 at home to Plymouth. Exeter 2-1 against Blackpool. Thank you for the subscription, Archie. Really appreciate that. Leyton Orient are winning 1-0 at home to Wigan. Doncaster Mansfield is 0-0. Northampton Bradford is 0-0. Stevenage Rotherham is 1-0. To Stevenage at home. Wickham are losing 1-0 to Stockport. Wickham are at home. Carlton Morris has been good, just need to get some quality around him. Yeah, absolutely. He just needs a number 10 that he can work with, and I don't think it's Ebel Adams. But obviously, at the moment, we've just got to trust what John Eustace is doing with Adams until, obviously, players get fit. If we look at League 2, Notts County lost 2-1 at home to Salford. Tranmere won 4-0 against Shrewsbury at home. MK Dons 0-0. Have they had a shot on target, MK Dons? MK Dons have had one shot on target. For all their attacking prowess, Mendes, Lang, Patterson, Hepburn, Murphy, you've got Collins, who isn't even on the bench. That's an injury for Paul Warne. But yeah, MK Dons 0-0. Bromley are beating Barnet 1-0 at home. Chesterfield Cheltenham's 0-0. Crawley Newport is 0-0. Crewe are winning 2-0 at home to Accrington. Fleetwood are at home winning 2-0 to Bristol Rovers. Gillingham 0-0 with Walsall. Harrogate 0-0 with Grimsby. Oldham, Colchester 1-0. Swindon, Cambridge is 2-1 to Swindon, which is a decent run. This second half is going to be a tough one. It is going to be a tough one for Derby County as they sort of hope to pick up 3 points. But is 3 points even available for Derby County? Who is going to be the guy to bring life into this game? Who is it going to be? Is it going to be a Corey Blackett-Taylor run? Is it going to be... it says Beck has strain injury, and looking at when players are back, the closest ones to coming back are Beck, Adji, Nelson apparently. I'm pretty sure most of the players that are currently out should all be back by the end of the first international break. I think Nelson may be a little bit longer, but I think in terms of everybody, I think it will be one of those where most people are back. 0 total shots, not good. Yeah, we've not been very good in that attacking third, but then I guess that's one of the reasons why Derby County have had to bring in players like Carlton Morris. Have had to bring in, obviously, the likes of Patrick Adjimang. You look at... Bobby Clark as well. So it's one of those for me where you can see why we've brought in the players we've brought in, and that is obviously the reason why we need them. Just tuned in. How's everyone feeling after that? Poor first half, really. If we're going to be honest, it wasn't a great first half, but it wasn't awful. It was just one of those where you just don't really have... We didn't have an opportunity to sort of push the game in our direction. I do think that it will come in the second half. We've just sort of got to wait for it to come through. But we're not far away from it coming through, if I'm completely honest. Those of you who are in the chat and have been subscribing, really appreciate it. We've hit 2,561 on the channel we have so far. Why is Championship so boring? I don't think the Championship is boring. I think it's just... It's one of those leagues that has a lot going on, and it's really hard to sort of get going early doors. It takes a while. Who do we need to put on? In terms of goals, yeah, you're right. There's not been many so far. But Championship, it's always a tight league. It's a tense league. It's the most competitive league for me. Pardon me. Who do we need to put on? I'd say, I think Vyman, Ozo and Clark will all come on in the second half. And maybe Dejon Brown. I think, Dog, I would get Vyman on for Jackson, Ozo on for Tomo. Wouldn't be opposed to that. And then you drop Adams a little bit deeper, move Kenzo further forward. So there's always the opportunity to sort of move it on, sort of as the team sort of gets going. But we've got to sort of wait and see how Eustace plays this, because we could be in a very, very good position. If we just make the right changes, we could quite easily go on to win this game. I don't think we're in a horrific position, if I'm completely honest. I think it's very much one of those where we can sort of push forward. We can go and pick up 3 points. Jackson was part of the sabotage squad from last season. The squad, NML, Harnish, Yates, Barkhazen. Yeah. Ozo, Vyman, Swap, Ibu and Kenzu. Yeah, spot on. What's your score predictions? I said it'll be 1-0 Derby, but I think it'll be a tight game. Get Clark on for Adams, absolutely, 100%. Clark would do 10 times better in that position. Just think fitness-wise, he's not going to get on till at least 75. I'll never understand Ibu at the 10. You're not wrong, neither will I. I went off about it a few weeks ago on Twitter. I'm not Ibu Adams' biggest fan in terms of actually playing football. I think he's a great person. I think he has a lot of quality, but not necessarily in that position. I think we need to try and play the ball on the floor a bit more instead of pumping it up from the back every time. I agree. I just think it's a case of available players aren't necessarily capable of that. And we're just sort of waiting for players to get back fit. JK, I answered your question about score predictions. 1-0 Derby, I think. Access, how's Matt Clark been back from injury? I think he's actually been okay. I don't think he's had a bad game, to be quite honest with you. I think he's sort of pushing. I think he's doing his job, but obviously we need a lot more than just doing his job. I think it's what Ibu does off the ball, and to be honest, he's great at attacking balls in the box. Yeah, he's great. He's great off the ball, no doubt about it. And I think that's why he's playing that position, to sort of help Carlton Morris in the press. But ultimately, then when we have the ball, we don't have an out ball going forward because of that. But we'll have to sort of wait and see how it goes. Callum Elder is warming up, but I don't know if he'll come on. Who's your favourite player? Currently at Derby County, favourite player would be Kenzo, but obviously we need him to hit form. Bart has been very solid so far. Completely agree. Callum Elder has just done a bit of a warm up with one of the fitness coaches. Does that mean he's coming on? Would be nice to see an extra, a more attacking body in the defensive line. Ben Osborne's there as well. Obviously, bench-wise, we've got some very, very good options as we move forward. We have. I think we should go 4-3-1-2 formation with Kenzo, Ibuozo and Clark and Morris. And Clark behind Morris and Brown to try something different. That may happen in this second half. You may get your wish. Because we don't necessarily have wingers to bring on. My favourite are Joe Ward, Ibuka and CBT. Yeah, I quite like Joe Ward. I just think he's had a really difficult time in terms of injuries. Unfortunately. I know it's narrow, but Adams at Cam not working. Completely agree. What's your half-time player ratings? That's a bit tough, to be quite honest. Zetterstrom, 7, done his job. Back 4, probably give them all a 7 as well. They've done okay. Not really seen much of Blackett Taylor. 5, not really seen much of... No, actually, Blackett Taylor 6, had a couple of moments. Thompson, Kenzo haven't really been in the game. Let's say 5.5. Jackson had a couple of moments, but nothing major. Let's say a 6. Morris, Adams. Morris has been okay. Had a couple of good moments, but nothing major. Let's say a 7 for him. And Adams, I don't know. I think he's wasted in that position. So let's say a 5, to be quite honest with you. First half was scrappy, yeah, absolutely was. It was probably one of the worst halves of football I've watched. It was just Derby County soaking up the pressure and looking to break. CBT needs to push up more instead of Ebu. Yeah, CBT certainly needs to push on. We could do with signing left winger. Yeah, I think that's one of the positions that Derby County need going forwards. Is that sort of left-sided position. Because I think that's where we miss most of our players, if I'm completely honest. We don't have any cover there if Thingy gets injured, if Corey Blackett-Taylor gets injured or anything like that. Those of you who are currently in the chat, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on the notification bell. Stay tuned for all the latest content on the channel. Obviously, mainly Derby County, but over the course of the next few months, we'll be bringing in gaming live streams and stuff like that. But we'll wait and see sort of how that progresses. We need to score a goal. You're absolutely right, we do. How on earth did Stoke get Sorba Thomas? Spending the money. They pulled money out of the bag, and it did a good job for them. How on earth did Stoke get Sorba Thomas? We need to bring on Bobby Clark for more creativity. Spot on. Completely agree with that one. Don't think anybody could complain about wanting Bobby Thomas brought onto the pitch. Bobby Thomas? Bobby Clark. I don't know where Bobby Thomas has come from. Second half has now got underway, everybody. We are in the second half. Didn't think they could attract it. Well, to be fair, Stoke have a decent chunk of change behind them, don't they? Like, let's be completely honest. They've got decent owners. Which kit is your favourite this season? I'm always a massive fan of the home kit. I love a white kit. The away kit ain't too bad, but I'd probably say the home kit. I love the home kit. Who remembers Bobby Duncan? Do you know, I really wished Bobby Duncan had have actually made it work, because I had so much faith when that signing came through. So much faith. Just didn't pull through for me, did he? Did not pull through. While we do need strikers, I think we should definitely have invested more in the wide areas in midfield. I think, obviously, Rhian Brewster's going to play in that wide area. You've got Vyman and Clark who are going to play in the 10. Obviously, you've got Ozo who's in as well in midfield. I think left wing is definitely a position we need players. I think, obviously, you've got to look at... what's the other position? Right back as well, but obviously we've brought in Sanderson for that. So we'll sort of see. Obviously, there's a lot of rumours regarding Lewis Travis, which who knows what's going to happen with that. Corey Blackett-Taylor has just nearly broke into the opposition box. We're doing all right here. Let's see if we can get shots on target. Let's see if we can make something happen in this second half. We've just picked up a throw-in with Craig Forsyth on the left-hand side. 47 minutes gone. It's going to be a long one. We've seen that all game. Looking for the header, Clark or Danny Bart. It's flicked on. There's nobody there. Liam Thompson block on the edge of the box. Fozzie puts it back in. Jackson. That's our first shot on target from Caden Jackson. Wasn't a great shot, but it was a shot nonetheless. Gerard's cousin. Yeah, Bobby Duncan was Gerard's cousin. And do you know something? I do think there was definitely an opportunity for him to kick on and actually make it as a footballer. I don't even know where. Is he even still playing? Let's find out. Bobby Duncan. Former footballer. He's 24 without a club. And he hasn't had a club since... Hasn't had a club since 2022-23. Uzviak is a free agent. I would have him as backup for CBT. No, I don't think they'd be... I don't know. Would we have Uzviak back? Will you be Mark Goldbridge for Derby? I'll try to be. I want to do a bit more than just football content now over the course of my time on YouTube. I do want to obviously grow a lot bigger than purely just the Derby County fan base, but obviously over the course of the last year or so, I think I've built a fairly decent group of subscribers who aren't afraid to say their opinion, support the channel as well. Obviously with these new live streams as well, they've been doing really, really well. So if I can become the next Mark Goldbridge as a Derby County fan, why not? It's always worth the opportunity, isn't it? So Carlton Morris has just been yanked down and nothing was given. We are 49 minutes in. Derby County have had one shot on target. Uzviak never scored. I think there's better options. There's always better options than Uzviak. Was one of those players who should have done really, really well but just couldn't find his mark at the level, unfortunately. And it is disappointing because we spent a decent chunk of change on him and it just didn't work. It's a bit like Adjumang. If the Adjumang deal doesn't work, it's going to be disappointing, but it's not the end of the world, is it? But we'll just sort of see how it progresses as the season goes on and things like that. Because I do think we'll get another left winger in, but I have no idea who, if I'm quite honest. Hello from Vegas, 110 degrees today. Aren't you lucky? Well, that ain't too bad here. I don't know what we are in Fahrenheit, but I think it's like 20 degrees right now in Derby. Ryan Niambi is breaking down the right-hand side. Blocked cross. Derby County win ourselves a corner. Those of you in the chat, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click the like button as well. Really helps the channel push forward, really helps the stream as well. Obviously, if you want to, you can join the channel as a member. There's nothing really going on for members right now, but you can do if you want. You do gaming too, don't you? I have a gaming channel. I've got loads of videos uploaded on the channel that haven't been posted yet. I need to sort of get around to titling, descriptions and things like that. But yeah, I do. It should be linked in the description, I believe. All my channels are linked in the description. I talk about F1 as well. 22 degrees in Derby. Yeah, you're spot on. Cross comes in from the corner. Sorba Thomas clears. In terms of gaming, if any of you do want to watch the gaming content that I've already put out, it is literally Lewis Everett Gaming. My F1 channel is Lewis Everett F1. So they should be quite easy to find, to be quite honest. $50 minutes gone. Stoke City on Derby County's left-hand side. They're playing fairly decently. But both teams are doing okay. We're not majorly good. We're not majorly bad. Neither of them. Sorba Thomas is going up against Ryan Niambi, who wins the ball. Kenzo's got nowhere to go. Tries to clear it. I don't think that went out of play. I'm not going to lie. I do not think that went out of play. I don't know about you, but I do not think that went out. Not in the slightest. What goes up must come down. It's 1-1 in the Preston QPR game. Who scored for Preston? Let's have a look. Osamic. Fair enough. I've got Preston as well as teams that might go down. Borough are beating Swansea as well. Scored by... doesn't say. Millwall are winning. Oh no, it's 1-1 now. 51 and 55. Oh, what's happened here? Okay, there's no high foot there. What are you on about? Who? I think it's Lowell that's down. Oh, there's going to be a yellow card here. I don't think it is a yellow card, personally. But obviously everyone has their own opinions. It's always an interesting set of opinions from football fans on yellow cards, red cards, things like that. You never sort of know where everybody sits on the boat, let's say. But Stoke City get us back underway. The player is up, absolutely fine. Nothing to worry about. I don't even think he was touched anyway, to be honest with you. Stoke City are dominating possession in this one. I think it's going to be like that until until we make changes, to be honest. Matt Clark wins a header on the edge of the box, a really important one. We need to win because everyone around us is winning, some are drawing. You're not wrong. But obviously it is early in the season. Typical Stoke game really so far this half. Yeah, it's very hit and miss, isn't it? We could, like, both teams could still win this game. Like, there's nothing wrong from either team really. I think a mistake's going to decide it, which is normally the case for these games. I'm watching this on Portugal Sports TV 5 and the commentator keeps saying Derby County. Oh. It's always interesting when people get like players' names wrong and things like that. I wish it were the weekend. It would have been a perfect weekend. Derby County on Saturday, F1 on Sunday, but the break is a killer. Who do you think will win the championship, Lando or Oscar? I think Oscar, quite easily. I think Oscar's in a fairly decent position already, and he's been very, very good. We're basically playing the team that should have got relegated last season. Our squad is not different. Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, the only real difference is Danny Bart, Blackett Taylor, and Carter Morris. But in terms of everything else, it's the same. Who do you think's going to win the title, Silent? Would be nice. It would be nice for someone to come out of nowhere and win the title, but I doubt that'll happen, if I'm honest. So McLaren is just running away with it. Come on, Derby. Come on, Derby. We need to make some changes. I know it's only 56, but we need to make some changes. Because we could finish with a better side than what we started with. We're in a bit of a pickle in this game. There's not really a great deal happening. At least in the friendly that we did like a week ago, at least a couple of goals were scored by this point. Yeah, agreed. I say we bring on Ozo. Yeah, I'd love to bring Ozo in now. Bobby Clark as well. Vyman, Dejan Brown. I'm not convinced Liam Thompson's a championship player, to be honest. I think he's a championship squad player, not a starter. I think he has something to offer at this level, but I just don't think he'll ever be a starter for a top team. Works hard, obviously. He reminds me of Ibu Adams. Works hard, wins the ball a lot, but doesn't necessarily have what's necessary. 57 minutes on. Stoke have the ball in their own half. I'm not quite sure what this plan is with Ibu Adams. I don't like him in the 10. I think it is a waste. Genuinely think it's a waste. Matt Clark's just been fouled in our box. Come on, we've got when will we make changes? Like, how long is Eustace going to leave it to make those calls and make those decisions? Because you can't just play this team for 90 minutes, because I just think we've got quality off the bench that could make us better. And right now, that quality is needed. It is definitely needed, like this moment. Oh, Ebel Adams wins a header. Is it a throw-in? I can't watch it, just too much. What do you mean, War Dog? At this rate, I'll take a point gladly. Yeah, I'd have taken a point before the game, to be honest. Jackson has been looseless, like always. I'd bring Vyman. Yeah. If you're going to bring, what, Vyman on the right? I predict Ozone Vyman will come on. I completely agree. I think they'll be on by the end of the game. If they're not already preparing to come on. But no one's there on the touchline. We're playing so bad. Yeah, you're not wrong. We're sitting off. I don't mind us sitting off, but we need to try and make something happen. Oh, that's a great bit of play there. Tomo finds Blackett Taylor. Blackett Taylor's going at his man. Cross into the box. Carlton Morris. It's a goal! It is a goal! Come on! Come on, Derby! Carlton Morris scores from a Corey Blackett Taylor assist. That is absolutely unbelievable. Come on, you Rams. That is a really good bit of play. Played across the back four by the likes of Matt Clark, Zetterstrom. You've obviously got Fozzie in there as well. It's a good bit of play in midfield with Liam Thompson. You've got Ebel Adams is involved in it. Carlton Morris really gets that move going with the knockoff. And it's the pass. It's the pass from Liam Thompson through to Corey Blackett Taylor. Blackett Taylor beats his man, puts a cross into the box. And there is Carlton Morris. What a finish for Derby County. That puts Derby County 1-0 up in the 60th minute against Stoke City. Corey Blackett Taylor has carried on that form. And I tell you what, if that was Jerry Yates, he does not get to the ball. If that was James Christ, he does not get to the ball. That is unbelievable work from Carlton Morris. And what a way to open your Derby County account. Doesn't score during pre-season. Doesn't score in any of those games. And what a goal it is. Come on, Derby. Get in there. If you're a Derby County fan, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, chuck your donations in the chat, chuck your memberships in. Come on, Derby. That all started from Zetterstrom. It all started from Matt Clark. What a move. We are back underway now. We're back underway. 61 minutes gone. Derby County 1, Stoke City 0. Smash and grab, smash and grab. Absolutely, Simon. Come on. Come on, you Rams. What a goal. What a goal. Now, can Corey Blackett Taylor get another assist? Can he get his own? Morris, big time player. He don't care about pre-season. You're not wrong. Now got Ebel Adams closing down the goalkeeper. Come on, Derby. I did say 1-0 Derby County. Can we have full time now, please? I need to change the score. I need to change the score. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Cheers for reminding me. Cheers for reminding me. 1-0. Morris. What was it? 60. There you go. Done. Let's move that over there. There you go. Derby County 1, Stoke City 0. Carlton Morris on the 60th minute. Thank you for telling me to update the score. I've done it. I've done it, Thriller. I've done it. I've done it. 1-0. So, do you know something? This is where you bring on Sanderson, go to a back three. So, ball into the box. Stoke may start losing their heads now. They may. Obviously, it opens up that door now for Derby to really, really push on. We've got that goal now. We've got a little bit of comfort. So, we're in a really good position. Hopefully we can keep it going. Hopefully. Let's get another goal. We need one more goal. Do you see my message about the F1 before Derby scored? No, hang on. Let me scroll up. As long as it's not Max, I want to say Lando, but it's just so close that the 8-point difference is crazy between them, but I think it will come down to the last race. Georgia's had a good start. Yeah, Georgia's had a great season so far, and you're spot on. My common saying at the moment is we've got records to protect. I'm a massive Lewis Hamilton fan, and I think in terms of that, as long as Max ain't winning and winning championships. Stoke City for on goal. It's Sorba Thomas, beats Zetterstrom, puts it into the side netting. Done really well there, Zetterstrom. Really well. But yeah, Georgia's had a great start. I think, obviously, Leclerc's had a good season so far as well. I'd love Lando to win the title, obviously, with him being British. But I just think Oscar's just there, if I'm honest. I think Oscar's going to cause too many problems. But it's Manhoof puts it through. Sorba Thomas sort of gets through Niambi and Danny Bart and then just puts it into the side netting. Zetterstrom does really well to close him down. Causes a lot of problems there. You're absolutely right. Don't get complacent at the back. We're second in the league. Are we? Stop the count. Season's over. Stoker breaking down the left-hand side. Cresswell cross blocked. Second in the league, eh? Oh, we're not. We're third. Charlton are second, according to FootMob. That was terrible. That back pass almost let him score. We've just got to be careful. We just have to be careful. Come on, Derby. Come on, Rams. Let's get another win. This is the opening game of the season. Yep, let's get a win. I want David Ozo on the pitch. We want Ozo. We want Ozo. I also want to see Bobby Clark as well, but I think Ozo's more likely. Come on then. Come on. Stokes on the edge of the box. Clark clearance. I take third any day. Yeah, absolutely. If we would, I think it was Ed Dawes predicted that Derby County would finish third. I want whatever he's smoking. I don't necessarily think we're going to be in that position, but it would be really, really nice. Stoke City on the ball towards Derby County's, but he had an open pass there, to be honest. Bobby Fischer, go Stoke. Does that mean Stoke have scored? I hope not. Stoke holding on to possession just in the Derby County half. Derby County defending deep and well. It's a cross from Sorba Thomas. Clearance from Danny Bart. Pearson is sitting between the two centre-backs. Just collecting the ball and trying to make things happen. That's what we want to see Kenzo do at Derby. But we don't play with enough space. We don't play with enough spacing. It's on the left-hand side with Stoke. Back into Pearson. Considering the amount of possession they've had, their first real threat, 65 minutes in. Stoke aren't doing anything with their chances. You're not wrong. I think they had a couple of early opportunities from a header. I think Sorba Thomas had one. But nothing major to talk about in regards to Stoke. Derby County are making their first change of the afternoon with 67 minutes. David Ozo on for Kenzo Heldmine, it looks. Ozo, Ozo, Ozo. I have no issues with that move, if I'm honest. Would have liked Kenzo to stay on. No goals more, GG Derby, safe. Do one full time. That's probably how it will end. It is probably how it will end, if I'm honest. Those of you that are in the chat, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Stay tuned for all my latest Derby County content. We'll be going live for pretty much all Derby County's away games this season. Stoke have just built out really well. David Ozo and Liam Thompson are going to be marshalling that midfield now. I think that realistically probably speaks volumes to where Kenzo is in the pecking order. Fozzie with a great reading of the play there to clear it. What other changes will Derby County make in this game? Who else do you want to see get on the pitch? I agree, it's so close between Norwich and Piastri. Going to come down to Abu Dhabi last race, but I hope it is a GB winner this year. And the team comms this year have been so funny, especially Hamilton. Yeah, I'd love Norwich to win because he's British, obviously, but it's going to be a tight one. It's going to be. I think it'll probably come down to those issues that Derby County sort of face. Not Derby County, that McLaren may face with mechanical issues and things like that, but obviously not had any. Stoke City on the left-hand side. Sorba Thomas attacking. There's a shot from the edge of the box. It goes into the back of the net. That's a great goal. Lewis Baker. That is a great goal. 70 minutes. 70 minutes in. Derby County have lost it. Derby County. That is not great. What minute are we on? 69. That isn't great for Derby County. That is quite poor, to be quite honest with you. It's a good bit. I thought Sorba Thomas was going to cross. It's not good. It's not good. It is no good. It is no good from Derby County. What is going on? It wasn't even anything bad defensively. We had plenty of bodies in the way. Plenty of bodies. It's a good strike. Disappointing from Zetterstrom not to actually sort of win that back. Ozo wins the ball back. Oh my God. Still time to go. Yeah, we've got, what is it, 20 minutes? I'm sure Tomo would have preferred Derby to play on, ref. Not the best, but would have taken a draw before the start. Yeah, we were saying that a few minutes ago, that we would have taken a draw, so... I don't even know. I don't know what to say. It wasn't as if we did anything wrong in that. Jackson needs to go, yeah. We need Brewster fit, we need Clark fit. Because we're in a disappointing situation right now where it's 1-1. We obviously scored the first goal. But what changes will John Eustace now make with just over 90 minutes to go? I think there's a big possibility we see a Vyman, we see a Bobby Clark, things like that. But obviously we've got to wait for that to come. We've got to wait for those changes. I am actually surprised that he's took Kenzo off with only a 1-goal lead, because Kenzo's like that creative midfielder, whereas you look at Ibu, you look at Jackson, you look at Ozo, not necessarily known for their creativity. At the moment, nothing is happening. They're having a water break because I think Thompson's still down. Yeah, no mistakes there. Just a great strike. Yeah, you're spot on. Obviously, Thomas setting back for Baker. Baker putting it in the bottom corner. Really, really good strike. But obviously, it's one of those that's always going to be a little bit unfortunate. You've just sort of got to maximise your opportunities. And I think both teams have had, well, Derby have had, one chance and took it. Stoke have had a couple of chances and took one. Derby County can get another chance or two. We're in a good position. I'm just obviously hoping that Stoke don't score again, if I'm completely honest. It's a drop ball at 72 minutes. Obviously that means Derby County get the ball. Stoke City wanting to make a double change. Baker, sorry, not Thomas. Yeah, it's okay, Dan. I noticed. Jamie Donnelly, and I think Ashley Phillips coming on. We need more than 2 players. I think we need 4 or 8 before the window closes. I don't know. I don't even think we've got the squad space for 4. If I'm completely honest, I said that they were going to come after us hard. Can't take nothing away from that. Peach, to be honest, yeah, it was a great finish, wonderful finish. Come on, you Rams, just don't lose. Yeah, you're spot on. Absolutely. The main aim has to be to come out with at least a point. Manhoof is coming off for Donnelly. I think Manhoof has been probably one of the better Stoke players. He is livid. He is livid. I assume that means Donnelly will probably come on the right. Llewellyn's come off for Phillips. Well, let's see what's going to happen from here. There's about 15 minutes of normal time to go. We have the squad depth, just a lot are out right now. Yeah, you're spot on, Dan. Spot on. We've got so many players. It's not that we don't have the quality or the depth. It's just they're just not fit right now. Hopefully we could hit them on the counter-attack. Yeah, get Andy Vyman on. Get Bobby Clark on and just go for it. I'm not sure about the substitution of Ozo for Kenzo. I'd have took out Thompson, to be honest. I'd agree with that, Dan. Yeah, you're spot on, Cuba. This 11 is one of the weakest 11s we can possibly field. It can only be up once the better players become integrated. Spot on, that's exactly what I've been saying. It's just about getting those players fit. And once they're fit, we're in a great position. But obviously we've got to wait for them to get fit, which could be 4 or 5 games before we hit that point. Stoke attacking down the left-hand side. Ozo wins the ball back in the middle of the park. It's a great tackle. Oh, loses the ball. Danny Bott. Ryan Niambi. Niambi clears. Adams was offside. Why is Ibu playing up front? Who knows? Who knows why Ibu is up front? Honestly, baffles me. I genuinely think that the next move has to be to bring in Vyman for Ibu, or Vyman for Thompson and drop Ibu deeper. Because I just don't think Ibu in the 10 works. I think we have a stacked midfield, Jonas. We do have a stacked midfield, just not the right players playing in it at the moment. Would have preferred Ozo for Tomo, then Clark for Ibu. Yeah, wouldn't have been against that. If our weakest 11 can get a draw away at Stoke, that's promising, agree. Have you ever thought of doing a collab with Luke Pingu on doing a Derby County themed tenable? I haven't, if I'm honest. I'm pretty sure Luke Pingu messaged me at one point on Instagram because I think he was in one of my match day vlogs when he went on the pitch with, is it the EFL 72 channel, I think it's called. I'm a Vale fan. I want Derby to win 5-1. I'd love Derby to win 5-1. Tomo needs to go out on loan. I don't think, as much as I don't disagree with that, I don't think he will. I think he'll be in and around the first team this season. Eustace hadn't given him a new contract to send him away. Did Llewellyn get injured? He went off with the physios, but I don't know if he was actually injured or not. Blackett Taylor's in the opposition half. Plays it all the way back to Craig Forsyth. Fozzie back to Clark. Clark's probably going to go back to Zetterstrom. No, he doesn't. He goes to Danny Bart. Up the pitch now. Jackson's just been absolutely wiped out. That has to be a card. That has to be a card. I'm sorry, it has to be. Has to be a card. That is a terrible, terrible, terrible defensive bit of work. It is absolutely horrific. We don't have the depth in holding midfield to send Tomo out. I think we have the depth, just half of them aren't ready to play right now. Because you've got Ozo, Adams, Osborne, Kenzo, Tomo, obviously the rumours of Travis. So I think the quality, I think the depth is there. It's just do you really want to let him go? I don't think we will, personally. I think he's a decent enough midfielder that he can have an impact. Andy Vyman looks like he's getting stripped in the background of the pictures. So keep your eyes on that with 10 minutes to play. Yeah, we've got 2 players on the touchline ready to come on. Blackett Taylor's gone down. Are you a Derby fan? Yes, I'm a massive Derby fan. Season ticket holder. Where is Ajimang? He's had to have hernia surgery on a hernia. He'll be out until September. Blackett Taylor's down with an injury, gesturing his left hamstring. Just realised I'm a little behind with my game, so I've had to turn you down until there's a break in play. There's a break in play right now, so I hope you catch up. I think there's going to be a double change here. I think it's going to be Andy Vyman coming in. What did happen? He didn't pull up. I don't know if the changes have been made. Oh no. Don't tell me. Do you think Derby or Stoke? I think both teams will be okay, to be honest. I don't actually know which changes have just been made. Give me a second. Andres Vyman replaces Corey Blackett-Taylor. 2-1. I guess we are going to need to replace him this window. Well, he might be okay. It is the first game of the season. You've just got to be careful. Just because he's gone off, it looked like the sub was probably planned anyway. Andy Vyman slotted in behind the striker. The injury didn't look too serious. It looked maybe muscle related. Ozo's done really well there. Niambi's cleared it. Carlton Morris is chasing this. Phillips heads back. Shall we look at scores on the doors with a few minutes to go? Who is your bottom 3? I've gone Sheffield Wednesday, Preston, and I think I said Hull. I think. Do you think you or Stoke will go down? No, I don't. Twinge in his right hamstring. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me too, Simon. But I think he'll be okay, if I'm honest. Protect him on Tuesday. Don't need to play in that. Really good defensive work there from Matt Clark. So, scores on the doors. Borough beating Swansea 1-0. Norwich Millwall 1-1. Pompey, Oxford. Pompey are winning 1-0. QPR 1, Preston 1, Stoke 1, Derby 1, West Brom 1, Blackburn 0. All teams are in the final 10 minutes of the game. QPR, Sheffield Wednesday and Stoke City. Won't be surprising. Must have been heartbreaking for Wrexham fans conceding 2 goals in 90 minutes to lose. Yeah, I spoke about it before this game got underway. It must have been an absolute, must have been a proper, stab in the stomach, leading all the way, for so long in the game and just not being able to see it over the line. But I guess that's the quality difference between a Southampton and a Wrexham. But obviously that will all change as sort of the season progresses and things like that. Ian Williams plays a nice pass. Sandy Vyman. He's tackled on the edge of the box. That's got to be a free kick in a really good position. Take off to prevent exaggerating the injury. Quite a smart move, really. Yeah, completely agree. What is the score? Northampton versus Bradford. It's currently 0-0 in the 80th minute. Andy Vyman's just been wiped out. Who is going to take this free kick? Brown for Ibu to go 2 up front for the last 10 minutes. Or Clark, Brown, and then put Vyman further forward. Pearson struggling for Stoke. There's about 7 minutes left. I would like to see Dejan Brown get on the pitch. It would be nice. But again, I think this season is not... I don't think he's necessarily going to get the opportunities to play. I think he might play on Tuesday. But long term, I don't think he's going to be Derby Cat an option this summer. This season. I'm liking Vyman's injection of energy already. Do you play Fortnite? I don't play Fortnite, to be honest. Yeah, agreed. But I am thinking of starting live streaming games and stuff on this channel, so it might be a game that I end up playing. Pearson is being replaced by Seko after going down with an injury. Not entirely sure if I've pronounced that correctly. Nice to see Andy back in a Rams shirt after a long time too. Yeah, I think it's amazing to see him back at Derby, I can't lie. I think he's stepping up for this free kick as well, so can he put it in the back of the net? That is going to be the big question for Derby County. Can he put it... Can Brown play on the left wing? I guess he could. Push come to shove. Come on, Andy. Come on, Andy. Come on, Andy Vyman. Oh, just wide. That's unlucky, that is. That's very unlucky from Vyman. It's a really good free kick as well. If that's on target, I think that goes in, to be quite honest. If any of you are new to the channel, as I've mentioned a few times during the stream, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Obviously, let me know what you're hoping for this season from your team, whether it be Derby or Stoke. And let's see what happens. Let's make it 10 up front while we're at it. I think you're all forgetting a point away at Stoke is huge. Yeah, like I think realistically, promotion form is point at home, point away, win at home. So David Ozo's just beat his man. Puts a cross into the box. It wins a corner. It's a really good bit of play there from David Ozo. I would like to see Bobby Clark get on the pitch, but I don't think he will. We are on 85. David Ozo's looked really good since coming on. He has. I hope he can stay fit this season. I will hit the bell for a shout out. Do it. Do it. Do whatever you want to do. Daniel Lakin, everybody. Go and check him out. Seems like we're going for it, not settling for the draw. Good to see. Absolutely. You want to try and get those victories, don't you? That was a very bad cross, I can't lie. Terrible. Oh, go on, Jackson. Unlucky Clark. Unlucky Clark. Got to be very careful that we don't lose both here. That we don't end up losing this game. That's what we've got to do. We've got to make sure we don't lose this game. That's the important thing. Not losing. Can deal with a point. Strike from the edge of the box. What a save! Jakob Vidal Zetterstrom. What a save. 87 minutes gone. I think that's their left back. Just picked up the ball on the edge of the box. Strike at the goal. That's an unbelievable save. Unbelievable. Appreciate the subscription, Daniel. Appreciate the subscription. Stoke have a corner here. Let's hope they don't score from it. Come on, Derby County. Defend well. Defend well. Just put it into the box. Cleared away at the near post. Cleared away again. "88 minutes. It's in the Stoke City half with one of their defenders. It's a good ball. Can Niambi get there first or Danny Bart? Danny Bart does well. Jackson wins it in midfield. It's got to be Derby's ball. Had to be a Derby ball. I don't think anybody can complain about that being a Derby ball. It is just... I would love for Derby to sign Ozo on a permanent after this season. If he stays fit, he'll be good for us this season if he does stay fit. Yeah, spot on. Like, I think David Ozo could probably be the best midfielder in the Championship if he could stay fit. But obviously he's had those struggles with fitness and things like that. It is just, you're not a Vale fan. Vale are alright. Don't disagree with Vale. They're alright. Zetterstrom turned into his inner cat with those athletic dives. Spot on. I doubt it, seeing as probably one of Palace's best young players. Yeah, I think his price tag would be quite high, but but you never know, do you? It's an interesting one with Ozo. I think 2 minutes added on. We're in the 89th minute now. Let's see. I wonder what Ozo's price tag is. Yeah, that would be it. I'm going to say 5 million plus. If we was to buy him now, I'd say 5 million plus, but obviously they've got huge thoughts for him, so I will be happy with a draw, by the way, everybody. I don't know about you, but I'll be buzzing with a draw. Absolutely buzzing. I will. I don't think many people can complain. Derby are best team in the league. No draw. I don't know if Derby are the best team in the league. Obviously, Stoke have been great on the ball. Welcome in, Will. There's your shout out. Silent, I'll take a draw. Absolutely. I think a draw. I think a draw would be a fair result. 8 minutes of stoppage time. 8 minutes. Both teams have an opportunity to win this game. Bring on Bobby Clark. Bring on Bobby Clark. Bring on Dejan Brown. Come to think of it, lots of deals with Palace in the last few years. Plange, Ebioe, Ozo. Yeah. Louis Watson as well. Oh no, he went to Luton, didn't he? Derby are massive everywhere they go. Absolutely huge. We are a huge football club. Let's not. It's a corner. 8 minutes. Where the fuck did they get that from? Absolutely no idea. I was thinking max 4, to be honest. Sorba Thomas is stepping up for this one. Can Derby defend? Cleared. Come on, Derby. Andy Vyman chasing. Continuing to chase. It's a good ball into the box. It's headed across goal. It's cleared. David Ozo's coming away with it. Finds Andy Vyman on the right-hand side. Andy Vyman can't keep it in. You can tell he's 30 plus, can't you? I feel like we are getting robbed. I don't know if we're getting robbed. I think Derby are about to make a change. Just seen the board in the background, but I didn't see who. Fozzie closes down well. Tomo's there as well. Closes down well again. It's Thomas now. Breaking up against Fozzie. Puts in the cross. Goes completely out of play. We ain't really been in the game for an hour, to be fair. To be fair, it's not that we haven't been in the game. Let's not be silly. It's not as if we haven't been in the game. Derby versus Stoke has always been a close game on FootMob. The head-to-head says Stoke has 4 wins, 4 draws. Derby has 5 wins. So it's always been... Yeah, it is always different. Who would you consider the biggest rivalries this year, seeing as we still have no tree covers to batter? Well, obviously, the only real rivalry we have in this division is probably Leicester. They're probably the closest to us, but I don't really see that as a rivalry. You've obviously got the West Brom, Birmingham, who are sort of in and around us geographically. obviously in terms of actual sort of hatred of each other, you'd probably say Middlesbrough is probably the biggest, but we'll wait and see. No, you're right, that was exaggerated. Yeah, definitely exaggerated a little bit. We're in the 93rd minute. Coventry always seems fine. Yeah, to be fair, wasn't it a few years back where there was a massive fight in a cup game? Dion Sanderson has just come on for Caden Jackson. Don't forget Leicester. I mentioned Leicester, didn't I? I thought I mentioned them. I would say Birmingham is a big rival. Yeah. It's more of a case of dislike than, I don't know, maybe that is kind of a rivalry. Both games in 21-22, yeah. Yeah, I thought Leicester was the first team I mentioned. 94 minutes in. I'm tense right now. If I go quiet, I'm tense. Stoke are attacking us. It's a great ball into the box. It's a great header. That is it. '95th minute. That is devastating. That is devastating. Absolutely devastating. I don't even know what to say. That is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. It's a great ball. It's an unbelievable ball. It's a great header. Devastating. 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 That's devastating. That's devastating. Devastating, devastating, devastating. I don't even know what to say. Back to usual for Derby, yeah. Free header with a back five is disappointing. Just one way to put it. It's an absolute joke. Should we begin to question the manager? Not after game one. I don't know what to say. Couple of minutes still left to play in this one. That's so disheartening. Take the lead. Eustace is a great manager. We had a rough patch with Robbins at the start. It happens. Yeah, I don't necessarily think this is a rough patch. I wonder if Langas will come back and play on one leg again for us. Overall, Stoke were the better team by far, really. Deserve to win. They have been the better team. They have. They've definitely been the better team. We've been bruised and battered, yeah. That is really disheartening. That is really, really disheartening. Didn't deserve a result, to be honest. Too much smashing up the field, no composure on the ball. Yeah, don't disagree. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, Sanderson's just lost it. Squared across the box. Sorba Thomas, 3-1. 3-1. No words. No words. Absolutely no words. I think John Eustace has very much found out that Dion Sanderson is not the answer. Dion Sanderson is not the answer. What? That comes from Dion Sanderson. That all comes from Dion Sanderson. You take off Kenzo, you lose any creativity in midfield. Ozo does okay. You then take off Jackson, you bring in Sanderson, go to a back three, and we get absolutely torn apart. Absolutely torn apart. I tell you something, I'd rather have seen Jake Rooney come on. I've got no words. I'm lost. That's game over. That is game over. The game is done. The game is done. That is 3-1. I need to change the score so that it's up there. 3-1. 3-1. 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. No, why did Stoke score? Lost my bet on predicting the score 2-1. I mean, we just dropped off as soon as we scored, like we were playing as a result. Do you know something? It's disappointing because we've got the quality in the squad. We have. We've seen it. But the problem is that I don't know. It's not a major issue, to be honest. The performance wasn't awful. Furlong with the first red card of the season for West Brom. Did Paul Warren just hate Jake Rooney? He disappeared. Obviously got injured. Stoke 3, Derby 1. Ha ha ha, Derby, you dirtbags. Yeah, subscribe while you're at it, Dakota. To be fair, it's only the first game. Yeah, there's 45 games to go. 45 games to go. Absolutely no worries. I'm not stressed right now. Nothing to worry about this early. Absolutely nothing to worry about. Obviously it's the same start as last season in terms of defeat. It is. We end up bottom of the table on the opening day. Patience, patience, patience. That's what we have to think. Patience. It's the Derby way, switching off after a goal in tight games. Not wrong. Long way to go, but this will teach them a few lessons. Absolutely. Thank you. I'm just 11 years old. I just copy off my mum. Okay, fair, cool. We're bottom of the league. We are, but we was bottom of the league this time last season, and we stayed up. Some positive signs of Morris, Vyman and Ozo. I think Morris was great. I think Blackett Taylor was decent. Vyman looked sharp when he came on. Ozo looked good. I don't really know how to sort of look ahead for this team for West Brom, because you're going to make changes, really. I don't know. Dakota 123. I'm a Vale fan. Kenzo can't play that deep. So clear to see. Either play him further forward or don't play him at all. I don't think he's got an issue with playing deep. That's where he played him in Holland. The problem is not having the players above him that he can utilise, and Ibo Adams is that problem. I'm so stressed. Every sub we made, we conceded, except from Vyman. Bringing in Sanderson was the wrong move for me. So poor today. Fozzie looked like he struggled to match the pace of the game. I don't really know if anybody matched the pace of the game, to be quite honest. We were very much on the back foot. Coventry are going to take us for a ride next week. Positivity. We want some positivity in the chat. 0607 started 2-2 Southampton, then losing 2-0 against Stoke, went on to finish third and got promoted. Yeah, we've got 44 games still to play. It's not season over just because game 1 doesn't go well. Swap Kenzo and Ibu positions. I'd bring in Bobby Clark instead of Ibu. Keep Kenzo where he is, personally. Fozzie, definitely not a left back anymore. Yeah, he is definitely at the back end of his career, 100%. We are friends with Vale fans. Fair. This is why we need to get rid of the old Deadwood. Yeah, the old Deadwood will go in time. It definitely will. No doubt. True, Ibra isn't a great cam. His on the ball ability is average, and his passing and stuff isn't great either. He's so much better, deeper, winning the ball back. Yeah, agreed. I mean, yes, we lost. I watched it. The season is far from over, mate. Yeah, you're spot on, Jack. The season definitely ain't over. It's a disappointing result, of course, but it's one of those where we just needed to see some sparks, and I don't think we saw enough. Stoke and Vale are rivals. Been getting rid of Deadwood since the Morris era. We have. Look, decidedly average for 90 minutes, poor the last 10. Pretty spot on, Andy. Dakota, yeah. Still a long way to go. It might actually do us a favour, this result, to be honest, rather than the draw. You can't complain. I don't know. I think it obviously opens eyes that we're not quite where we want to be yet. But I guess that's part and parcel of football. Both stoppage time goals, Sanderson's fault. What a shit signing. It was. Both goals were his fault. First one he lost his man. First one he lost his man. Second one left his man as well. I think we should have used that loan spot for Harrison or someone creative, Cam or loan instead of Sanderson. I don't know why we bought Sanderson. I'm not going to lie. I don't think Sanderson was the right move. I wasn't sure about it at the time. I spoke about it on a live stream the day he signed. I'm on holiday right now. I couldn't watch the game. I got my live score up and copped it. Then I can play my game. Fair. Dakota, Stoke and Vale could be the biggest rivalry in the UK. I don't think it's the biggest rivalry in the UK. Let's not be silly. If we get in that win and black, I think. I don't really know what you mean there. I can't lie. Jackson stealing a living. Fair. Hughes himself said he thinks we'll start slow. Lots of football left to play. Yeah, of course. Like I've been quite honest throughout this stream and across the course of the last few days that the start of the season is going to be difficult because most of those players who are going to have an impact this season aren't fit and available. You've obviously got Brewster, who's not involved. You've got Bobby Clark, who didn't get on the pitch. Ozo didn't start. Who else have you got who wasn't involved today? Obviously, you've got Ajimang. You've got Wilson not involved. So, he's used to Secret Son. I'm assuming you're on about Sanderson. Yeah, I saw the live stream when you talked about him. Was at work, so I couldn't comment. Yeah, that's fine, Cuba. We can celebrate. Go and celebrate then, Dakota. Go and have fun. I think Sanderson must have been panicked in case Clark wasn't back. But after what I saw, Rooney would 100% be the next choice of centre-back to Langas and Nelson if it. I'd rather have Rooney in. I think I spoke about it a lot. Oldie players just need to develop. And then, like you said, we should be the horse. Yeah, spot on. I'm obviously devastated. Where the hell did 3 come through anyway onto the next? We can only go up from here. Spot, yeah. You can't go worse than losing on the opening day. Owen Bet2, yeah, he's one. Liam Thompson breaking the Derby moment after Stoke equalised. Pissed me off. He wasted so much time leading to the 8 minutes. I don't necessarily think you can blame Liam Thompson, if I'm honest. Time to celebrate. Go on then. Go and have the fruit shoot on me, Dakota. Because I'm assuming you aren't old enough to drink. I think you said you're 11. Fairs. Have a panda pop on me. Yeah. What would your starting 11 and your formation when everyone in the team is fully fit? So, Zetterstrom in goal, back 4, Wilson, Langas, Clark, and Beck. Midfield 3, Ozo, Kenzo and Clark. front three, Blackett, Taylor, Brewster on the right, Morris as the striker, Ajimang off the bench. Pardon me. Losing is always good, helps you to find the errors and fix them. Of course, there's absolutely nothing wrong with a defeat today. Obviously, you just hope to start better. I think the last time we won on the opening day was Oxford. And that was ages ago. That was a long time ago. So it's one of those where it's just disappointing. Moving on to Saturday, don't worry everyone. Got a game Tuesday before that, Stephen. After what I've seen, I'm mad. I'm adding Silver Thomas, my ultimate team. Fair. Would you not have Ibu in the starting 11 when everyone's fit? I think if you look at what Eustace wants to do in regards of the squad, he wants to go more technical and less direct. I don't think Ibu fits that. Unless you play Ibu in that deeper position, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where we go by the end of the season. Derby fans need to forget they can only improve from there. Nothing wrong with the defeat today. It was a good game. It was just scrappy. It was just a little bit scrappy. Yeah, no big deal. Onwards and upwards. Yeah, exactly right, Thriller. There's a lot still to play for. There is a lot still to play for, to be completely honest. And that's sort of what we need. We need to find that level for me. That's why we need Travis. Yeah, I'd love Travis. I spoke about Travis yesterday, and obviously he played today for Blackburn. I know loads of people are saying it's done, but I don't necessarily agree, if I'm honest. Did he play 90? It came off after 81. Back to having 11 men room on weekends. Absolutely. We wouldn't have it any other way though, would we? We would not have it any other way. Able as a holding mid would fit us, but I don't think that's utilising him. I think that's exactly utilising him in that sitting midfield, where he's breaking up play and things like that. But obviously, everyone has their own take. Lol, completely forgot. Yeah, to be fair, it is a cup game. It's West Brom, Tuesday. I think it's an 8 o'clock kickoff. I'm not sure if I see Ibu being dropped, especially since he has the armband. I mean, lots of people thought that about Horahan and Mendes Lang, and they obviously lost their positions at points at Derby. So I don't think the armband necessarily guarantees that he'll start. You've got to play your best possible team. It is a hot day. Yeah, it's been hot enough. I think I'm going to have a mocktail. Go ahead and have one, Dakota. Enjoy it. Have some fun. I think I'm going to take time. I'm not overly concerned. I think we struggle to get going all the time. In terms of struggling to get going, it always is difficult opening game of the season. You never really know where you stand. But once players return from injury, we're in a fairly decent position. Like, genuinely, we're in a good place. Where do we reckon Stoke finish? They've got a fair few. I've got Stoke sort of in that sort of relegation scrap to mid-table position. Because I think in the end, when we've both got fully fit squads, I think we're better. Who do you reckon we use for the cup game now? I think it depends on what the plan is for next Saturday. Because I don't think Morris will play. I don't think Blackett Taylor will play. We'll probably play 3-5-2. I bet Rooney starts. I bet Sanderson starts. Niambi probably plays. Elder will probably get a game. Who else we got? In fact, let's get lineup builder up. Give me a second. Just give me 1 second. Where is the lineup builder? Showing glimpses of attacking movement, then slow it right down, which is frustrating, especially with our attacking players. Yeah, agree. Let's reframe it this. Birmingham are favourites. We're only 1 point behind them. You could say that. Don't know if Derby can play any better than they play. I think we can, personally. When Stoke play Wrexham, I would dress up as Deadpool because Ryan Reynolds is in Deadpool. Yeah. First game, pity we didn't get out with a draw, get the players fit. Yeah, fair enough. Was it a back three near the end? Yeah, we went 3-5-2 with Dion Sanderson, right centre half. I got Stoke 18th on my team prediction. Fair enough. Joe Wood, yeah, he could be involved. Got Derby 16th, Stoke 23rd. I don't think Stoke will go down. I can't stand Sanderson. I said he was awful when he played against us. And then we get him on loan and he's at fault. Second and third goal. Million man hoof. Yeah. Yeah, good luck. We could do with some improvement for the last. We were Derby County till the end. Let's get this lineup builder up. Give me 1 second. Right, so in terms of what we're going to do on Tuesday, I know this is kind of irrelevant. I think we probably go something like this. Where's Callum Elder? I think Osborne, Tomo, Vyman. I don't know who plays on the left. I don't know. Very difficult position. I think we might go... Could we go 4-4-2? Caden Jackson on the right, maybe. Where is Caden Jackson? And then strikers, I think, will be Brown. Where's Dej? Dejon, Brown. Yeah, you're probably right with Vickers, actually. In fact, let's move Vyman there. I don't know who would play. I don't know who would play on the left. Let's never play a back three again. Yeah. I've got a friend who is a Stoke fan. He says they're going down. I don't know if they'll go down. I think they're a fairly decent squad, to be fair. Vickers, maybe, yeah. That was tragic. Are you a Derby fan? Yes, I'm a Derby fan. I'm a huge Derby fan. Well, realistically, I don't know who would play. I don't know who would play in this position. Unless we go with a youngster. To be honest. So I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, enough of talking shit about Tuesday. We will have a preview video out about that in a few days' time. We're all Rams here, Dakota. Yeah, we are. Obviously, disappointing afternoon. Disappointing defeat. Should we stay live for John Eustace? Let's... Maybe a Booker and Brown? Yeah, could be. Oh, I'm a Stoke fan. Guess I've got to go. You can stay if you want, Dakota. I don't mind. Gotta go for a shower, BRB. Fair enough, Dan. I might not be live when you get back. Wyman behind? Could do. Does CBT's injury look bad? It was just muscle. I don't think it's anything major. But it could just be the fact that it's an intense first game of the season, to be honest. So, fun stream, Lewis. Have a good one. Appreciate that, Cuba. Right, we're going to head off. Appreciate all of you for stopping by. No, I am going to wrap up, Cuba. I am going to wrap up because obviously Eustace might not be on till... Eustace might not be giving his presser for like another 45 minutes and I'm absolutely shattered and I'm starving. So... We look very sluggish today. Yeah, you're right, Derby. Do you know what, actually? I'm not going to wrap up. I'm not going to wrap up. Everybody stay. Nobody go. Everybody stay. Let's stay. We'll stay till past. Thought to take, but we'll grow into the season. Yeah, absolutely. We will grow into the season. It's just one of those where it's always difficult at that sort of start of the season. It's always difficult. Obviously, the 4-2 defeat last season was difficult to take. This is even worse because obviously there's more expectation. Get some snap, mate. I will get something after. Disappointed, yes, but it's not the end of the world. Used to said this in his interview before the game. Yeah, you spot on. What a whirlwind. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm a whirlwind. Everything's a whirlwind. We're down to 54 concurrent viewers, which is absolutely amazing, by the way. Let's take... While you're all in here, what did we max out at on this stream? Because I think this has been my best stream. We maxed out at 98 concurrent viewers. I appreciate every single one of you jumping in. And those of you who are still in here and haven't ran away, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Obviously really helps the channel. Who do you think will start next Saturday? Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Feynman starts. Wouldn't surprise me if Ozo starts, to be quite honest. Because we didn't really have any bite in midfield. Sister-in-law is in the shower, so I can stay like 5 minutes. Fair enough, Dan. I'm exactly the same, bro. Yeah. Do you know something? I'm not all here. I'm not gonna lie. Dakota is my real name. People say my name is special. Dakota's a really good name, to be honest with you. Do you know why Ibu played further up? Kenzo further back? To be honest with you, I don't know. Genuinely don't know. It's just something that Eustace seems to be doing. I rate your videos highly. Really appreciate that, Cuba. Your personality and kindness. I've been here since the 50th minute. Appreciate that, Dan. Make sure, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, stay tuned. Hopefully you have a great year of streaming. That's the aim, Seamus. That's the aim. We're going to be bringing like gaming and stuff to the channel as well over the course of this year. FC 25, 26, NBA, stuff like that. Maybe NFL and stuff like that. Who would you say was more of a flop for Derby, Abdul Kamara or Nick Blackman? Has to be Nick Blackman. Like, what was it, like £3.5 million and he scored once and then disappeared. I think he went to Israel. Desperate for a winger, can't rely on Corey, can't rely on Caden Jackson either. We probably need 2 wingers, really. Move on, we were awful. We are desperate for wingers and a right back. Please no Jackson and no Tomo. I don't think Tomo and Jackson will be starters long term, if I'm honest. John Eustace is live on Radio Derby right now. Yeah, I like it. I'm learning how to swim well. I can a little. How did that go wrong? No idea. I'm mad on NHL. Have you ever been to watch Nottingham Panthers? I paid for the away kit. Should I return it? Yes. Stoke, better team throughout, deserved the win. Yeah, but we took the lead. Midfield was non-existent. Ozo was a positive. Yeah. On that performance today, we'll be fine. Get the signings fit and be Blackman by a mile. He was awful. Yeah, spot on, Rebel. Who would be the team you support if Derby went? Probably Burton, to be honest. Jackson has to go. I don't think he'll go, but I think there's certainly conversations to be had. Had a season ticket for the last 3 years to the Panthers. Yeah, I went to a game last year for the first time. It was quite interesting, to be honest. Burton Albion. They're only about 20 minutes down the road from me, the Pirelli. Did they win today? Burton Albion lost 3-2 after going 2-0 up. McGoldrick scoring in the 93rd minute. Go on, Didsy. It's a different atmosphere. Yeah, it's very American, isn't it, Cuba? You look like you would be a Cardiff fan. We bought a player off Man City to Stoke, yeah. We need to work on our defence, yeah, we do. They lost 3-2. Derby, Chesterfield and Gunners, fair. If Derby went out of business, God forbid, I'm a Belper Town fan, fair enough. Especially when we got Blackman from Reading when he was signed, top goal scorer at the time, yeah. John Eustace right now is talking about reinforcements and stuff like that. just wants to bring players in who improve us, which will be good. Cardiff fans are real animals, not saying you're not. Do you know, Dan, I think I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that as an insult. I am. I'm going to take it as an insult. You can't say that Cardiff fans look like an animal and I look like a Cardiff fan. John Eustace has just confirmed that Bobby Clark will get minutes on Tuesday. Lower league games hit different when the keeper's just finished a shift at the window for a plan. Yeah, you're not wrong, to be fair. Those lower league games, when I was younger, I used to play for a college team which was linked to Alfreton Town, and I used to go and watch like their 19s and stuff like that, and honestly, some of the games are incredible. Jackson could do a bit more in attack. Bart can do better in defence. I don't think Danny Bart had a bad game, to be honest. I thought he was fairly decent, if I'm honest. I do, to be quite honest with you. I don't think he was too shabby, but I guess it's always going to be a difficult one, really. First game of the season and all stuff like that. We are top of the league if you spin the table upside by the top of your shirt with Derby County on it. Daniel Larkin, probably a secret Forest fan. I'd like to hope he's not a Forest fan. He's been in here for a while. Now the big news is going to be who is going to be the next signing for Derby County. I've seen some worldies at Belper Town games. No one will ever see him again. If you've watched Belper Town, does that mean you know Danny Gordon? He played at Belper for ages, I think. We did lose quite a few games last year, conceding goals in added time. Yeah. It's just it's always disappointing in it to concede goals, especially late on. I think today it was mainly on Sanderson, to be quite honest with you. But obviously, like, you live and you learn, don't you? So, obviously we hope for Derby County to sort of get better as the season goes on. Obviously seeing players like Bobby Clark get minutes, Dejon Brown, obviously when Adjimang's back fit, when you've got obviously Andy Vyman fit and going, we're in a good position. Narn Vale from the Park went the game last night, drew with Cardiff 0-0. It's a good result for Vale, to be fair, 0-0. The Luton game last year stands out. Yeah, we was the Luton game last year was odd. Yeah, I know Danny Gordon. Yeah, he was one of my tutors at college. He was. Not personally, no. Yeah, he was my tutor at college. Coach as well. I did say we was going to get robbed thanks to the I don't think the referee robbed us. I think we robbed ourselves. But in terms of the game, let's be quite honest. There is a few positives. Ozo looked good when he came on. Vyman looked good when he came on. And who's the other one? Blackett Taylor was good. Obviously quite quiet, but the moment he had, obviously scored a goal for Morris. So I think we've been fairly decent, genuinely. Against Cardiff as well, yeah. You're just trying to insult me today, aren't you, Dan? You just don't like me. I get it, Dan. It's all right. But we are going to call it there. Obviously, not the greatest game for Derby County. Stoke City run away 3-1 winners. Some disappointing moments from Dion Sanderson. Watch the highlights. We got disallowed goal. We dominated show screen as well. I can't watch highlights on screen. Copyright will kill me. I've seen the disallowed goal though. Keeps bringing up Cardiff. He just wants me to be a Cardiff fan, doesn't he? Who do you think will win 5:30 kickoff? Sheffield United or Bristol? Sheffield United, I think. 3-1. Let's go. 3-1, I think. We all shag sheep, don't we, though, Lewis? Yeah, why not? The worst part is I'm half Welsh as well. So that's the worst bit. But yeah, anyway, that is going to be it from me. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. I'll be back at some point over the next few days with maybe transfer news or anything like that if we get something done. Obviously, preview for Derby County versus West Brom will be out probably Monday morning. There'll be something out tomorrow as well. A couple of videos with that. Maybe something into Gilchrist, something into Lewis Travis. So if you haven't done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and I will catch you in the next one. I've really appreciated every single one of you for stopping by. Maxing out at 97 viewers at one point, which has been an absolute pleasure to have you about. And hopefully, if you don't already, follow me on my socials going across on the bottom. Obviously, my TikTok and YouTube and things like that. There's going to be content coming out across the course of every single day. So make sure you're following across there. Going to go and have some tea, chicken wraps. Let's get it. So I will catch you in the next one. Appreciate you all for stopping by, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.